All right, I've started
This
the
way.
recording. So last time we left off, we kind of split into teams and went into the city to do various things we wanted to do. Uh, Team Top Hat, what were you guys doing whenever we left off? You know who you are.
We were we chasing the guys or we were watching them, I think?
We were watching them. We were going to follow the one that either the leader or the weakest looking one, and then we were going to do some persuasions.
All right.
Yes, we were watching what was going on.
All right. Team Thundercat, what were you guys doing? You know who you are.
Rob Val.
The pussies.
No, they're not both cats. They're Team Thundercat.
Yes.
I believe that we had witnessed Professor Simon Catteris. How do you say that?
Catricis?
Catrissus die in an alleyway um, by some Mejuve grunts, probably. We were chasing Dr. Simon Catricis, and he was being pursued by did he run into, or was he being pursued by the Mejuve?
He was chasing after the guys in the suits.
Right. And then we lost sight of him, and then we came upon his body, and we investigated it a little bit. I don't remember if we actually got any hard evidence out of that investigation, but
you guys saw that his throat was cut, and you found a name in his robes. That's how you discovered his name. You cut out the name and brought it with you.
I think after that we were just gonna the trail went cold, and so we were gonna come back to meet up with everybody.
All right. Team Pissed Off and Broke, what were you guys doing?
Being pissed off and broke. I was thinking about heading to the hotel to talk to everyone. What do you think?
Yeah, that's what we were talked about last time, was meeting up with people to decide how we were going to handle this.
Okay. Maniacal, you can go wherever you want. We can just assume that you were with whatever group last time. You can be with them for this particular time period.
I'll act like I'm pissed off and broke.
Okay, you guys are all pissed off and broke.
Yeah, at some point I need to stop at a merchant here in town and buy some things. Pato.
Yep, I got merchants. You
You
just
can
let
do
me
that
know when
now.
you want to.
All right, list. I just need you to give me some prices on a few things.
Okay, we'll do that.
We'll do that.
Which team wants to go first? Do you all want to go shopping together, or are you just going to go whenever?
What did we leave off with last? Who was the last one on the other one? Was that us? And then
I'm kind of interested in the top hat.
two.
Righto. Well, that's a vote for Top Hats. All right, Top Hats, are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So, these guys that you've been following, they did like sort of a military procession. They're all wearing top hats. They all have razors and sharp things in their pockets, right? Now they, having dispersed from their strange little funeral procession, they seem to have gone to work like quote unquote investigating the disappearance of their comrade, or at least the his murder and mauling. They are doing so in pairs. It's not hard following them in with your eyes. Their top hats are marking them for you. Now, if you could both make a perception check. Okay. Let's see. Ren, your ranger eyes. Though the teams of men have scattered in all directions, you're pretty sure you see other beheaded men joining the effort from out of sight. And let's see. Yeah, you're pretty sure the gang has reinforcements somewhere out here. They weren't all doing that little procession. Now, in front of you, you see them scattering to the wind, except, they're also doing a shit ton of stuff right in front of you. There's a pair of top hat lunatics. They're aggressively questioning a corner fruit cart vendor. While one towers over him and the spindly cart man, the other uses his blade to stab apples one by one and drop them onto the cobblestone. Another pair ducks into like a nearby doorway. You hear crashes and angry shouts from inside. And there's another pair that have cornered an aproned woman against the wall of a tavern. One appears to be a lookout while the other has his finger wagging in the woman's face. There's dishes and tools and drinks. People are all being tossed into the streets from various windows and doorways. There's alarmed shouts everywhere.
Dr. Bitey to go over and inspect the apple cart where the guy is like destroying someone's wares. Just to kind of like just go and hang out by the cart and smell apples and look menacing.
Okay. So, what are you trying to get him to do? Are you trying to intimidate these guys, or do you want him to spy for you, or what?
Well, a little bit of both. Just listen and also be like, maybe that's not a good thing. This dinosaur's not into me destroying these apples.
Okay.
I
So,
guess it's intimidation a little bit, but not like.
all right, Dr. Bitey saunters up to the cart. He starts sniffing the apples and hanging out near the guys. It takes them a moment or two to actually notice him, but when the one stabbing the apples does, he stops what he's doing and like taps the other dude on the shoulder. The other guy like turns to him and looks irritated, but then he sees the dinosaur and he has like a what the fuck look on his face.
Just so you guys know, I'm wearing my top hat for the occasion.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
No, you can only wear that when you earn it. All right, Dr. Dilf and Ren, what would you like to do other than send a dinosaur to an apple cart?
So, smallest of these guys, like, I don't know, which one's the most the one that would be the easiest to intimidate, I guess. Like,
What I want to
is
know
there-
is which one's furthest away from the group.
Yeah, that.
Okay. Let's see. Roll an insight check. Bree, you get. Oh shit! Didn't see
Hang
that
on,
coming.
mine didn't come through.
All right. You guys are pretty sure that none of these guys are particularly vulnerable, but the ones that went into the doorway next to you guys might be a little bit more out of sight than the other ones.
Any of these buildings have a basement that we can tell?
You don't know. I mean, there's a building next to you with like a cellar door. It's like one of those storm doors you see, like with the double doors. You open it to the outside. You haven't gone down it, but you're pretty sure that goes to a sizable cellar underneath.
I'm gonna fling open those doors very dramatically and walk down,
All right.
trying to draw attention.
Okay. Go ahead and do a performance, Mr. Drama. Oh yeah. Quite a few eyes are looking your way. Like at least two pairs of the top-hatted guys are looking your way now. The guys at the fruit cart look over the Dr. Bitey PhD's shoulder whenever they hear like the wood from your doors like clack to the ground, and two more that are accosting the woman over by the inn are looking your way as well. They're not sure what to make of you, but they're pretty sure you're not cops at least.
I'm gonna yell out, "Come, Sir Bitey! We must procure more information. Perhaps we might find more information down here.
So
Okay.
Bitey does what he's told, and I guess I'll follow them.
Righto, righto. Okay, so as you guys go down into this cellar, you see that this is a storage cellar for like dry goods. There's sacks of grain down there. There's some potatoes and maybe a few canned goods. There is no light. There's no light overhead or anything like that. So it's extremely dark.
I immediately grab the hemp rope out of my bag and toss it over to the side and set up a quick trip line for anybody that follows behind us.
All right. Now let's see. You're making a trap pretty much, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what I want you to do, we're going to determine the amount that these guys will have to roll to detect your trap. I want you to do a stealth, a stealth roll. Is Ren going to help you with this, or is she just kind of chilling?
I would
See
assume
really
Dr.
well
Bitey
in the
would.
dark.
I've
Dr.
got dark
Dr.
vision.
Bitey's got no thumbs, sir.
He's got a mouth. He's an honorary PhD. He is smart enough to understand.
All right, roll a stealth and a sleight of hand. We'll average them out.
And yeah, I'll help.
All right, in that case, Bree, you roll yours too. Wow, what a stealth roll.
Oh,
And the sleight of
Jesus.
hand.
Oh my god. Okay.
Oh my god! Your rolls are rubbing off on me.
Okay.
What's
Let me just average those out
this?
4.
and then divided by 4. 4.5. Thank you very much. But we round down in D&D.
That is so BS.
Okay. So you hear some voices up at the top of the stairs. Um maybe a couple voices like, "I'm sure they went down here." And I don't know. They sounded like they knew what they were doing. So they couple of guys are coming down to see you. Now they're gonna roll to try to detect your quote unquote trap. They don't.
Oh my god, yes!
So
Yes.
both of the guys that are coming down here are both nearsighted and also piss drunk. And they're walking down the stairs and they don't see this ginormous Kevin McAllister fucking trip line down at the bottom of the stairs. Both of them fall flat on their face. One of them falls into a pile of potatoes. A potato gets stuck in his mouth and he can't cry out. The other one is ready to cry out as soon as he has a chance.
Alright. Gonna slowly approach him
As soon as he has a chance.
and put my hand inside of his mouth so that he can't scream. And grab his tongue and pull it out.
That's quite disturbing, Eki. All right. All right. The guy's already on the ground. I want you to make an athletics check with advantage.
Wouldn't it just be regular athletics check then for me?
Why do you have disadvantage on athletics?
Isn't that what we agreed on originally, or no?
I don't think so.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
No, I don't think so. Favorite enemy human. Yeah, I know.
I mean that. I was just trying to read what that means.
Okay, Professor von Dilfenschmuir, your athletics check is passed. So you get on top of the guy, you stick your hand in his mouth, and you've got his tongue. What will you do with this man and his tongue? And what are you going to do about the guy with potato in his mouth?
Dr. Bitey, dear sir, come lend us a hand. Step on this one for me. Now that I've got your undivided attention, I would recommend that you don't talk as I start pulling pliers out of my bag to hold the tongue more firmly and put more pressure against it.
So the guy doesn't like technically talk, but he's like, that's pretty much what he says.
Okay. Dr. Bitey puts his foot on the one guy, as told.
Okay. So Dr. Bitey has his foot like on Home Dude's head, and the guy can't spit the potato out. He's struggling, but Dr. Bitey's got him.
Nice.
Now what?
I'm kind of like in awe of what's going on here, and I'm ready to do what's needed, but it seems like Doofenshmirtz and Bitey have it, so
I feel like he's done
I'll
this
just
before.
yeah. I'm ready.
So now that I've got your attention, and I start pulling on his tongue just slightly with my pliers, I'm going to give you a little bit of medicine. It won't hurt much. But in the meantime, perhaps your compadre will want to tell us what they know and what y'all are hunting. If not, well, all's that ends well in a puddle of goo.
So the guy, he starts to like shout like behind, like over his tongue, like "ah!" And you can tell the noise is carrying a bit out of the open doorway.
Over there, dude's a little bit loud. Pull my dagger. Or Ren goes over there, pulls her dagger, puts it to his throat, and says, "If you know what's good for you, I would stop that." Do I
Roll-
need to roll like intimidation or something?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
You guys are doing so good.
So the guy's
Oh.
voice is fairly loud. You see, I rolled for him there.
Oh my god!
I cast poison spray down his throat.
I saw that. So now you have like a burbling, screaming captive in your arms. Hold on, let me check and see how much HP this guy has. I actually thought of this. Hang on. I was like, well, how much does Eki like torture? Oh, yes, I should give my guy HP. There he is. Okay, so you spray poison down the man's throat, and it's starting to bubble, and you can hear him kind of gargling it. But he's still pretty loud. Like his voice has carried out of the door, and someone heard it. You saw me roll for that earlier. Let me make a Constitution save for him.
Great.
Eki von Dilfenschmerver encounters person. Person coughs in wrong direction. Von Dilfenschmerver melts them into puddle on ground.
Hey,
Right.
he saved.
So he's not poisoned.
Yeah,
That's
good
cool.
for him.
It burns like a
Good.
motherfucker, and his throat is raw with him screaming. He's very much screaming now. You've put poison down his throat. So you can hear two more voices at the top of the stairs.
If only you had listened and learned.
The guy with a dinosaur on his back is starting to struggle some more, but Dr. Bitey has his foot on his back. What are you guys going to do about the people at the top of the stairs?
It's still fairly dark in here where we're at, right?
Yeah, it's very dark where you are.
I'm gonna grab Rin's hand and cut the dude's tongue off and throw him further into the corner and let him cry for his buddies so that they come down.
My.
Righto.
And I'm gonna cast Grease at the bottom of the stairs to give me even more chances to mess
And
them up.
you are making this a Home Alone situation, aren't you? Okay. So what about Potato Guy? What are you guys doing with Potato Guy?
He's still down, right?
He's down with Dr. Bitey on him at the foot of the stairs.
It's whatever Rin wants to have Dr. Bitey do, I suppose.
Can we just drag him over with us so we can interrogate him? I mean, like, that's the whole point of all this, right? Figure out what the fuck's going on.
I'm not sure
Not
anymore.
kill everyone.
Eliminate competition and find out what they know. He didn't know anything. He doesn't have a tongue anymore. He's no
Gotcha.
longer a threat.
Okay.
It's just a silent one.
Okay, so
Ah.
you and Dr. Bitey work together to drag the other guy over to the corner while the other guys come down the stairs. Let me see if they detect your trap.
Oh
Yeah,
god, yes.
yeah, they see that rope. They're like, "The fuck is that?" And they step over your trip line, and now they have to deal with the grease, I guess.
Yep. Yep.
All right. Hold on. What's your spell save? 14.
14.
All right, and that's a dexterity save.
Yep.
All right, roll for both of them. That guy doesn't save. That guy doesn't save either. So both of them step over the line and then slip on the grease and fall down in a puddle of goo. One of them, as he goes down to the ground, he smells like whatever it is that your poison spray left and the remains of Home Dude's sick, and he gags.
Why, good evening, gentlemen. As I step out of the shadow, and let's have a little bit of fun.
All right, roll for initiative then. Let me roll for my boys here.
We
Dang,
still have
Bree.
one gag bound.
Yeah, the one that's gagged and bound by Bitey, he's fine. Oh wait,
Wow, Bree.
Well, I didn't roll on the. I
No,
didn't
I
have
didn't
my thing selected.
Bree, you rolled 23, Bree.
I know, but I didn't have my character selected, so it didn't do anything.
Aww.
Mm-hmm.
all right. Let me make a little battle space on this map here.
Dang, man. I didn't know you guys were going to go this far into it. Although, I guess with
Kind of fun.
Eki there, I guess I should have figured.
Okay, come over to the right-hand side of this screen here. You guys are in a basement. It's pretty small. Let me just make the dimensions for you here. Stairs are over here.
Oh, I forgot. Dr. Bitey doesn't need to roll initiative.
No, he does not. All right,
Is-
there's two guys at the foot of the stairs. They're both prone. You've got shelves and stuff over here, right? Shelves and stuff over here. There's various like barrels and sacks. That's a circle. Your guy that you have, or your two guys that you have, one bound and one with his tongue missing and screaming and shit. They're over there at the back. Okay, so let me finally roll for these guys with the actual token selected. They didn't roll very well. Okay, so they're both prone. And descending. Okay. So first guy first guy tries to get to his feet in the grease. Let me see. Does he have to roll again whenever he tries to get up?
Just if he ends the turn there.
Okay, so one of the guys gets up. He can only move half of his distance. So let's see. He goes 1, 2, 3, and he comes over here right next to this barrel, and he whips out a knife from his coat, and he attempts to throw it at you, Professor von Dilfenschmer. All right, I'm going to assume that hits, and the knife
Yeah.
sticks into your arm, like right above the bicep, and does 3 piercing damage to you. And the guy is like, "The fuck are you? Get that! Who's back there? Who you got back there?" Ren, it's your turn.
Mhm.
Now remember, humanoids are your favorite enemy,
Mhm.
so you get some kind of bonus for that, right?
I think I'm supposed to be back here with these guys, right? I get. Let's see. Hold on. The bonus I get. Advantage on wisdom / survival checks to track your favorite enemies, and on intelligence checks. So
Okay,
I think that's the only
no worries.
bonus.
Begin your thingy.
Okay. We're really hemmed in, aren't we? But that's okay.
You guys are in a cellar.
Yeah. But so are they. So I take my, let's see, I guess I've got a short sword, so that's exciting. I take my short sword and I put it up against the Ripper without the, or with the tongue, and his face, and I look at those guys and I say, take a step closer and I don't know, take off his head.
It's very
And
persuasive.
yeah. And I go, what the fuck are you guys doing to all these people?
All right, roll. You want to roll for intimidation on that? Roll for
I guess
advantage
so.
here because you've got a sword to a guy's throat.
Okay. Oh my god!
Wow.
He's not.
My rolls are
He
terrible.
looks between you and the guy on the floor. You and the guy on the floor, and he's not super impressed, but at the same time, he doesn't try to throw another knife for a moment. He turns back toward his friend that's still in the like on the floor in the goo, and um, he looks to he waves at him to try to get him to go back up the stairs. My bad.
Can I, with my other hand, can I like show him my bow and just be like, I don't think you want to do that either.
Sure, but only
I'm really
one
good with
intimidation
this
roll,
thing.
please. What?
Yeah, I would just feel I'm really good with this thing. Anyway,
Okay,
and
Doctor.
I also have a dinosaur.
All right, Doctor Bitey. What is he gonna do?
Um, so he's gonna go over to the Ripper that I've got the sword on, and kind of look at him menacingly, so that I can hold my bow better.
What about the guy who's got his foot on?
Well, he just helped me drag him over there, so like he didn't have his foot on him anymore.
Ah, my bad. I missed that.
Okay, so the next guy, the Ripper in the grease, he tries to get up, and not having seen his buddy wave at him, he takes cover behind the shelves over here, and throws another knife at you this time, Ren. What's your AC?
Where's my mouse? There it is. 14.
Wouldn't that be an advantage too because she's behind a guy?
If it would have rolled badly, I'd have him hit his buddy. That's for sure.
Hmm.
So he hits you for 3. Professor Von Dad, I'd like to fuck Schmer.
Dill.
I'm going to move here. And you boys really, really shouldn't have done this. In a straight line from me.
What? I don't see anything coming up.
They have to make a DC 14 deck save.
Oh, okay, got it.
Or be covered in acid, taking 4 acid damage every turn.
All right, let me roll the
Or
thing. That's pretty
1
good.
pass. Hey, they
All
both
right.
passed.
So both of them, having been in a life of crime for a long time, have honed reflexes, and they both step out of the way of your caustic brew, and now it's all bubbling and sizzling on the floor. And the guy over here at the barrels is like, Jerry, just go up, go get help. We got spellcasters. And then he is going to rush you He's coming over to you, Professor, and he's going to whip out a like curved blade, go after you with a scimitar. Oh man, they're rolling really well tonight. For 5, and
Makes
then
2 of them.
his hidden razor. He whips a razor out of his pocket and tries to slash at your face, but it doesn't actually make any connection. Your AC is 10, right? Something like that?
13 or 14.
Oh, okay, cool. So he hits you for 5 with his curved blade.
Yeah, it's 13.
Ren.
Oh, I am going to shoot Jerry,
All right.
so he can't go get anybody.
So you're aiming for the legs or something?
I don't know. I'm aiming for wherever
Take an arrow to the
wherever
knee.
will make damage.
Okay, go ahead. Okay, yep, that's a hit. 8 piercing damage. Very well. So an arrow strikes him in the in the upper thigh, and he howls with pain, but he's still on his feet.
That hit all of them.
Yeah, that's special.
All of them?
Yeah,
All-
whenever you did that, they all
Oh shit!
went.
Are you
Down
guys
on
still
health.
linked to each other? They are. Hang on. Doop 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 doop.
Like, really, my goal for this is to figure out what the fuck's going on upstairs.
Uh-huh.
Well, but now
you guys
they
have
can't.
a weird way of going about it, but yes.
Yeah, now we can't let them go back either because there's so many of them.
No witnesses, you're right.
Mm-hmm. And Bitey. Let's see.
I mean, might as well knock out the guys that are behind us.
Yeah, I'm tempted to have him go over there and finish that guy off. But
I mean, more bodies that we drag back with us eventually.
bodies.
We don't have to kill them. We can knock them out.
Okay. Yeah, can I have him just okay, so the mechanic of D&D, how would I do that?
Well, since the guy over here is not actually in combat, you can roll to see if you can knock him out with some kind of technique. What do you want him to do?
He doesn't have very long arms.
He's
Yeah.
got a
So,
big tail.
Yeah, okay. To bonk him really freaking hard with his tail, I
All
guess.
right, roll a d20 and I'll do a constitution save.
I have no confidence in my ability to roll. Okay, 13.
Okay, so Dr. Bitey's
Yay!
tail smacks the guy in the head. It bounces off the wall and he goes out cold.
Yay! Good use of a turn, Bitey.
Dr. Bitey's useful. So Jerry, not being inclined to step on his right leg anymore, hobbles his way over to the stairs and
Deck
throw.
safe.
Ah, yes, dex save.
He entered into the grease again.
You're right. You're right.
Didn't he also have to pass the acid?
Oh, the acid only is if they fail on the
Alright.
save.
Poor Jerry does not save and goes flying ass over tea kettle onto his back. Just imagine Marv from Home Alone, and he's got an arrow in his thigh.
Aw.
I see the arrow in his thigh, and I think Ace Ventura.
Ah! All right, Professor. Mr. Smart Guy, what you gonna do?
Well, let's go ahead and just see if we can do this. For non-lethal damage, hopefully. Well, but we'll see.
Green Flame Blade. All right.
And I have to make a attack, I believe.
All right, go ahead. So it's like +4 fire damage or something?
Yes.
All right, all right. Non-lethal fire. I can't wait to see it. So your great axe like travels next to Home Dude's face and he steps out of the way. It does scare him a bit, but it doesn't actually do any damage. Like did you bring like loaded dice or something?
I don't know.
All right, he counterattacks with his scimitar again.
And it's a hit.
Edgy impacts.
And his hidden razor that he keeps in his sleeve. That's not a hit. Okay, so 3 against you. Ren.
At some point, a hidden razor doesn't become a hidden razor
Sorry,
anymore,
it was hidden to
right?
begin with. Okay.
But it was already hidden. Like, I don't understand.
All right, just pretend it's an unhidden razor.
Okay. It's my turn.
Yeah, it's your turn.
The semantics.
Well, I'm just thinking, like, it's not a hidden razor anymore. So let me mark the guys that are, like, knocked out. So, like, this one, like, that was too much.
Yeah, that one's
Sorry.
knocked out. The other one is just crying on the floor.
Wait, GM. If it's not a hidden razor anymore, then it's an unhidden razor. So shouldn't he roll his hidden razor attacks with not advantage? What's the other one with not advantage?
Disadvantage.
There you go.
Disadvantage.
No, this one's an Occam's razor, so it's fine.
There's a magical item I could make. All right, Bree, what are you going to do?
Put these on this guy. Okay. So
I gotta go
Jerry.
AFK.
Okay.
Okay. So when Jerry gets up, is he going to be able to try to leave?
Yeah, he's going to try.
Okay, and if I go over there to help him, am I going to have to roll a dex save on the grease?
Yes.
Or to go get him?
It's greasy
Okay.
over there.
So if I kill Jerry, I'm assuming these other guys are not going to talk at all. But I still don't know what we're going to do with them because after we leave here, they're going to go tell their friends and then we're fooked.
Or they'll talk a lot.
So-
Who knows?
Or they'll what?
Or they'll talk a lot seeing you kill one of their friends.
Well, yeah, no, I know. I'm saying, so, like, I don't think we have any choice but to kill them. Like,
Whatever you think.
anyway, I'm gonna try and take out Jerry.
Okay.
I feel bad for Jerry.
Okay.
Advantage or no?
Yes, he's prone right now, so you got advantage. Okay, that's 20 plus 2.
With a BS.
Yep.
BS. Okay.
Okay, so 5 piercing damage. Another arrow sticking out of
Mm.
Jerry. He's screaming on the ground, but he hasn't gotten up. What's Dr. Bitey PhD gonna do now?
Okay. And if he goes over there, I guess he's gonna have to roll the same thing.
Yeah.
I think I want Bitey positioned by the stairs. Anyway,
Okay.
so hopefully Bitey doesn't fall on his butt. Oops. But I am going to have him go here-ish.
Okay.
Look very menacing.
Roll his
Do I
dex
need to
save
roll?
about the grease.
Okay.
So Dr. Bitey falls over and slides across the grease puddle until he hits the stairs.
Okay. He still can bite, even though he's, falling.
Jerry tries to get
He's-
up and seeing a dinosaur in his way has lost his will to do much of anything except for run. But he's not doing a very good job having 2 arrows in him either. He gets it about to this stair. Now, since it's Eki's turn, we'll just move on to somebody else, okay? All right. All right. Broken, pissed off. What do you guys want to do?
Oh. David had to go.
Oh, he did?
Didn't he? Oh, he did. I think he said BRB a while ago.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I did, but I have you on speaker, so I'm back over here. But I
Okay.
have a steak on the grill, so maniacal.
Okay.
All you.
I thought we were just going to market.
Do you want us to go to Kitty Cat next and have you come back later, or no?
If D's doing something, we can wait. I'm not in a hurry.
All right. Team Thundercat, what do you guys want to do?
Yes. Okay, so our part pretty much just started out as we saw the guy, we followed him, he ended up dead, we found him, we did some investigating. I don't know that we had any real aim after we went over his body and collected the name out of the trousers. We were, as far as I know, our aim was to go back towards the thing and meet. I mean, we didn't find anything else that would need to lead us on a different direction, did we?
Not that I know of. It depends on what kind of hunches you guys have right now.
I mean, we're kind of just floating on the wind at the moment. We don't really know what's going on.
Okay. Well, if you're out there looking for trouble somewhere, I can have you roll for another encounter I've got going on here. It's not not necessarily combat encounter. These are random encounters. They're all significant.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just kind of going like, I don't really know where you're aiming the storyline as a GM, because I thought that we were all pretty much going to start out together back at the inn, but I see we're still continuing the storyline from last time. Except I think we were pretty much done, so I'm like, I don't know where you want this to go.
You guys aren't done. You can do whatever you want. I have accounted for some things you guys might do. So
Okay.
treat yourself. Treat yourself.
All right. When was the last time we ate? Oh, it was just recently at the home dude's place with the cook guy, right?
That's right.
So that was like earlier on in the day. Like, how many hours ago would you suppose that was?
You guys ate a couple hours ago at the noble's house. Right now, it's getting on into the evening.
All right. What's the weather like?
It's clear, and you can kind of see stars up above, but it's not quite sunset yet.
Wind speed.
It's a gentle breeze coming from the north.
All right. What is in this what would you call this little square area? This open.
It's like a cul-de-sac with a fountain and a bunch of houses over next to it.
Are there any like vendors, food vendors, or no?
Yeah, these little buildings right here indicate some vendors and such.
All right, I guess I'd like to kind of make my way back towards. So, Rui. So, are we still at the dead dude right now?
Yeah, we paused exactly where we left off last video. You
All right,
guys
cool.
just stripped Home Dude of his belongings.
So, not really having any real aim right now. Rui kind of stands up, looks around, sniffs the wind in certain directions, and catches a faint breeze air of maybe food or people or something coming from the cul-de-sac, and knows that there is an open area of people in that general direction. Kind of smells around, looks at Nightshade on his shoulder. Oh, hello. Maybe the food. Rui, maybe snack. Nightshade, you want to go for the snack?
Nightshade sniffs the air, not really smelling what she smells, and just gestures to let's go.
All right, so we're gonna make our way towards the cul-de-sac over here.
All right, so you guys come into the cul-de-sac. It's a sort of Nice little peaceful area. There's a few like plants and such around the fountain. Everything's cobblestone. The stands that you see, one of them is a potter stand. The other one has like sort of kebabs, like sort of a beef on a stick sort of meal. And beside those two vendors, there's a person in a sort of priest garb sitting next to them, like on a stool. As pedestrian, it's like it's an Asimar. It's like one of those blue-skinned half divine folks, like it's an Asimar. They're like half celestial in clerical vestments, and she's sitting on a wooden stool next to these stands. And as pedestrians pass, she seems to follow them with her eyes, expectantly. But pretty much everybody moves on and passes her by.
Do animals talk really softly and kind of make crinkling noise when they do stuff? And,
What? Who?
yeah, like ASMR.
oh God! If they're
Yeah,
bards, I
sorry.
bet they do ASMR.
Okay.
Does the okay? So Rui and Nightshade are going to approach the kebab cart. Okay, first of all, what's a potter's cart?
The potter is a person that make pots, and they sell them on the
Okay,
street.
okay. Um, Rui approaches the potter's cart and starts looking around expectantly, but not seeing what she's looking for. Approaches the vendor. Oh, hello.
Hello there, madam, miss. What can I do for you?
Rui, wonder if you have the pot.
Oh, yeah, I have pots all right here. We've got little pots, big pots, and ginormous pots that you can fit your whole head in.
Rui kind of looks around and eyes anybody nearby. Leans in a little bit closer. Rui want to know if you have the magic pot.
Ah, yes, the catnip pot. Very popular. Very popular. Now, I know a guy that grows the best kind of pots, if you know what I mean.
Oh, Rui know what you mean.
I know a guy that can get you the best sort of pots. Now, I can give you his name, but I don't know you.
Rui don't know you either. What his name?
Sorry. Now that comes with a price. The introduction comes with a little fee. Guy's got to make his living.
Hmm. Rui must decide if it's worthwhile before she hands you the goods.
Now, if you want the finest of magical pots, you've got to be introduced to the right people. And not everybody can get you what you want. I happen to know who this man is.
Rui would lean a little bit closer, reaches over and grabs the man by his the tuft of his shirt, leans him a little bit closer, takes a big old whiff, sniff, leans him back in, takes a gold piece out of her pocket, and puts it on the counter, but leaves her finger on it. Rui think you might know the right people. Let's be sure that you do.
Ah, very well. Hang on just a second. The GM has to pull up his name from the list. Okay. So the guy looks down at the gold piece, puts his finger on the gold piece, but you don't let him take it from you. He tries to slide it toward him. And he says, "All right, right. You look like the trustworthy sort, or at least your money is trustworthy. The man's name is Minky."
Can you spell that for me?
Minky. Minky. Minky can get you what you need anywhere in the city. Right? You didn't hear it from me. And if a god catches you with his name on your tongue, well, you don't know me, you don't know Minky. You got it?
Rui don't know who you are.
Exactly.
Rui takes her finger off the gold piece and walks towards the kebab.
You didn't
I'd like
ask
to-
where he was.
Rui takes a couple steps backwards and leans up with God. Okay, Rui want to know
All right.
where this guy.
You asked for this man. You asked for Minky in the slums at the market in the center of the square. Right? It's not the market with the road that goes to it. You go to the market in the slums, you ask for Minky, they'll point you in the right direction.
Shut up, Cody.
Figuring out the accent.
Yeah, it's hard. Rui, I'd like to attempt a sleight of hand roll to put the gold piece back into my pouch without the guy noticing it's gone.
Okay, so you want to let him have it first and pick him?
Basically, I'd like him to usher it towards himself to go to pick it up to put it in his pocket or something, or
That's cool. So
somehow get it back. See if I can't.
sounds good. Okay, so you let him have the gold piece, and he starts fumbling with it to put it into his little pouch he has at his belt. Go ahead and make a sleight of hand check to see if you can take it from him.
Ooh.
All right. So instead of actually taking the coin, one of your claws nicks the little cord on his coin pouch. It comes open and coins just spill all over the street. He doesn't know you've done it, but it's definitely not what you wanted to happen.
Yeah, because I didn't want to cause any commotion, and now there's commotion.
Yeah, there's coins all over the street. There's coppers and silvers, and at least one or two gold coins there. And you see the Asimar next to you give you like a little smile and a wave, and she gestures with her hand with her fingers splayed kind of unnaturally. Uh, she looks like she's making like a sort of divine gesture your way. And then the interaction is over and she looks away while everybody scrambles for coins.
Am I scrambling for coins too?
No, just the vendor and whoever else sees the coins down on the ground.
Okay.
There's little scamps around, like little children come over and try to pick up the coins and offer them to him, but also a few of them are pocketing them.
Right. So Rui would then like to walk over to the kebab cart and engage with the kebab cart salesperson.
Right.
Hello there, hello. What you have here? What you have for Rui?
We have beef kebabs and cheaper meat kebabs, whichever one you want.
You say that cheaper?
Yeah. It's cheaper. Just don't ask what it is.
You have the dog?
If I told you that, that'd be like asking what it is. Just don't ask what it is. It's cheaper. That's all you need to know.
Rui want to know if you have the fish.
No fish. Sorry, we don't have a lot of fish around here, but I do have kebabs. I specialize in kebabs. The seasoning is mwah.
You have the treat?
You okay with spicy stuff?
The dessert treat?
Dessert? No. Kebabs.
Is
Kebabs.
it made with genuine Bob?
I hope there's nobody named Bob in these kebabs.
Rui passed this time. You have day.
Oh, I will. Thanks, cat person.
whimsically kind of trots over to the Asimar person, kind of saunters up next to it. Oh, hello there, you person.
Hello there. I noticed that you are a person as well.
How you do?
Oh, I'm very well, thank you. Fortune smiles upon me this day because it has brought me you. I'm Olive, cleric of Timora.
Yes, there you are.
Here I am, and here you are. Just imagine the things that had to happen in the universe to bring us together just now.
Rui don't know those things.
No one does except for Timora.
Who Timora?
Timora is the goddess of good fortune.
You know her?
I wouldn't say I know her, but I can say that I have been one of her faithful for as long as I've been fortunate enough to be in the church.
Rui don't know her.
Well, you might. Timora probably knows you. I saw you try to pick that man's pocket, and I think that's pretty much the best outcome you could have had in failure.
Yeah, Rui, yeah, that happened. Yeah.
So what brings you here to our city?
Job. Rui have job.
A job, you say? Well, that's very fortunate of you. I'm here giving blessings to those in need. It's kind of my job. I don't have a temple per se to go back to. Timora is not exactly the temple type, where all of her clerics are wanderers.
Rui think you might be lost?
I'm always a little bit lost, but that just is. I just think about it as putting myself in Timora's hands.
You have blessing for Rui and Nightshade?
Would you like one?
Depends.
I'm here to
What,
bless
what
people
blessing
who
do?
seek good fortune. It'll give you good luck.
Rui like luck. You give luck?
Oh, maybe. Good, bad, it's all really in Timora's domain.
Nightshade, what you think? We get luck?
Do we have to pay for it?
No. In my experience, Timora either pays well or she doesn't at all. It's a fickle thing, fortune. However, having Timora's blessing can't really be bad.
Okay, Rui take blessing. Nightshade, what you say?
Why not?
All right. Very well. Hold on. She leans over to you guys and casts like a critical eye over the both of you. You're an odd pair, aren't you?
Rui no think so. Rui normal.
We wouldn't know.
You're right. What is normal, really? You seem like a good lot, despite having to trying to pick that man's pocket earlier. I know him, and he cheats quite a few people, and I think Timora might be watching over this interaction today. So, what? So the lady sits back on her stool, produces a coin from like nowhere. She starts rolling a coin on her fingers. You don't know where she got it. She flips it to you, and when you catch it and you turn it over, there's like a woman's prof. Oh god damn it! Where'd my Bree? Stop trying to fucking cast to my monitor.
My sound. Sorry.
Bree is casting to my monitor. Anyway, you turn over the copper coin, and there's like a woman's visage on the side. And the lady, Olive, the cleric, she says, "Don't worry, it's blessed. That coin will come in handy sometime in the near future. Keep it next to you."
Oh, Rui Litecoin, thank you.
Bree, stop trying to cast to my TV.
I did. I did stop.
All right. There, I got my
Show
notes
me.
back.
I'm really sorry.
Okay, so now that you guys are done with Cleric Lady, what do you want to do? Or do you want me to move over to some other group?
No, I mean, we can. Well, Eki's back. Do you want to flip to Eki right fast so you can finish that encounter?
I might be going right back out. Sorry.
David, are
Oh,
you
okay.
here?
I am.
All
I
right.
mean, we could continue, but if you want to do them, that's fine. You can always come back to us.
Pissed off and broke. What do you guys want to do now?
I need to hit up a merchant. We can either do it before or after we go back and meet up with the people, but it sounds like the other people are doing stuff.
Let's hit up a merchant. Maniacal. Let's find us some good fucking beer.
Sold.
Okay, so being near that in Market District and stuff, there's vendors all over the place, and there's inns and bars all over the place as well. You guys looking for a swanky bar or a shitty bar or something in between?
Something with a lot of people at. Searching for a large crowd.
Okay, cool. So there's an inn over here to the north of the market. You guys can slip into that. Fuse, what kind of store are you looking for?
I'm gonna send you a list in Discord right now. You tell me what you think. If that could be all at the same store, or if I could, like hunt around for it.
Okay. A lot of this can be got in the same place. The Tangler grenade might be a little bit of a specialty item. What I like as you go searching through the market, you see a sign for a shop called Veronica's House of Pointy Bits, and it seems to have a few of your things, such as the steel mirror, the caltrops. Let's see, hemp rope, ball bearings, stuff like that.
While they're at the bar, I'd like to just go ahead and go to that place, and I'll catch up with them now that I know where they're at.
All right, so let me just take a look at this.
We lost Bree on Discord. All right, she's back.
Yeah, she's trying to deal with her setup in our bedroom right now. All right, so you're looking for those things. Ball bearings 1,000.
Yeah, they
Times
come in a
two?
bag of 1,000.
I see.
Yeah, but I'd like to get 2 bags, like the ball bearings, the grenade, smoke grenade, the tangler. I'd like to get multiples of those because just having one's not going to do me much good.
Okay. There is a tall woman behind the counter, and she waves at you as you come into the store. This might be the titular Veronica in the Veronica's House of Pointy Bits. She's got weapons and stuff on racks everywhere, and you give her your order for the ball bearings and the caltrops and such, and she's pretty accommodating. She sets them all on the counter for you there. All right, make me an offer.
Which of the list does she have?
All right, hemp rope, caltrops, ball bearings, steel mirror, those things.
Thank you, shopkeep. I'll give you 4 gold for all of this.
4 gold. Now, considering that you look like the adventuring sort, I think you need this stuff a little bit more than that, and these things are a little bit more rare than you might give them credit for. I can't part with them for less than, say, 6 gold.
Sorry, I have the picture in Discord.
That's pretty good.
While I may need these things, I'm sure I could find them another shop around town. How about we call it even 5?
Logical to the last, your lot. Very well. 5 gold, and these things are yours.
I also have something else that you might be interested in. I'm interested in finding the other things on my list that you don't have. I'll tip you another gold if you would happen to know somebody I could talk to get these things.
I don't mind working for my gold, that's for sure. Let me see. Smoke grenades, tangler grenades, dust of the mummy poison. Well, you'll have a hard time finding poison in this town, let me tell you that. A lot of the alchemists in town have been pushed out of business lately. Even the less reputable ones that might sell poison. There are a couple that are still left, and they're hurting for business. If you tell them that I sent you their way, and you give me the gold, I think I can point you in the right direction.
The gold is yours, but be warned, if things go south with these other people, I'd hate to have to come back and tell you that they were less than friendly.
Well, these guys, I can guarantee they're going to be a little bit friendly. Because, as I said, alchemists in town are having a rough go of it lately. And this one might even sell you some poison. If you can't find Dust of the Mummy, you might want to look at the Academy. They might have something over there for experimental purposes. You might have to pay for it on the sly or nick it, but, that's the way things go.
Thank you, dear shopkeep. I have one last request, and just curious. I just came from, say, a bank, and had to deal with a very unscrupulous individual. And I can't remember his name down right now.
Cantry,
Was there a title to that, or just supervisor?
supervisor.
Supervisor Cantry, I have a few more bits of silver here if you happen to know any tidbits of gossip about him.
Cantry? Well, I don't know the man specifically. The only reason I ever deal with the bank is because of the tax collectors. And they're a big bunch of bastards, let me tell you that. To operate in this city is expensive as hell. I don't even own my manufacturing here. I have to bring my goods in and set them up in this shop. Just bringing them in, I have to go through a lot of inspections, a lot of taxes, a lot of fucking bribes. If this Cantry is as crooked as the rest, then I don't envy you. He's got your money, you say.
We did a job, and we were given a writ to be paid. Now he wants to cut the writ by 2/3 and make it seem like he's giving us a bargain. My party and I are not too satisfied with this deal, and we were trying to find alternatives to violence.
Now that's bullshit. Honest pay for honest work is what I always say. That is something that I can't abide. He's taken the king's words and twisted them about for his own benefit.
Yes. Now, would there be somebody higher than him? He tried to give us the name of a lord that is supposedly not even in this town. Was there somebody else in town we could speak to?
No one higher than admin. The Viscount, he's a good man, but nobody's seen him in quite some time. I didn't hear that he left town, although I heard people saying that he left town, but I never saw him leave. And his manor is right across the gap, the divide from the academy. Somebody would have noticed him. My theory, my theory is that the Viscount has not left, but he's indisposed somehow, doing something else.
Strange. The supervisor said he lived far from town. He did not have a abode here in town. I appreciate the help here. Was there anything else you could give us before we part ways?
Now, to correct you, the Viscount has a residence here. He just doesn't live here all year. Anyway, as much as I'd love to help you, I don't think I've been paid enough for that. And like I said, honest pay for honest work. Go to that alchemist, the potion seller, and you'll find what you need there. And if he doesn't have it, he might be able to point you the right way.
Thank you, Veronica. Here's your gold and your silver. I'm going to give her a 30 silver tip to go with the 6 gold for items.
All right, and she will remember that. She'll remember that you tipped well.
Then after I stow all the stuff in my gear, I'm going to head back to the bar where Bobby and Maniacal are at.
Okay. The bar you guys are at is I don't know, it looks like it's frequented by a lot of students and a lot of folks that go and do their business in the market. There's a quite a mix of people there.
Bobby and I go walk up to the bar and I'm knock on the bar. I was like, bartender, I need a drink.
What you want?
Do you have hard liquor here?
Hard liquor? Yeah. I've got some dwarven whiskey in the back. You want to try some of that?
I want 1 pot beer, 2 parts whiskey, in the beer, and brought to me.
Basilisk, you say? All right.
I'll take 2.
3 basilisks coming up. So he brings out the mugs of beer. You see him get it from a keg behind him, and then he has 3 shots of something that looks like a sort of really red tinged bourbon. Drops them all into the mugs for you and hands them over.
Bobby looks up at Hanako and is like, bottoms up, and chugs the drink.
You guys new in town?
Ah, yes.
No kidding. So, what are you here for?
Uh, personal business, actually.
Mm, all right, hint and taken, hint and taken. If you need me, I'll be right over here.
Maniacal, let's go find a corner that we can talk in private.
All right, so tables are spaced out pretty well. Most of the tables are full, but after seeing you guys like kind of going toward the corner, they take a look at your dragonborn friend and your green painted face, and a bunch of the students that were in the corner like doing like little drinking games clear out, and they go to the bar instead. So you guys have a table to yourselves.
Much appreciate it.
One of them has the courage to turn around and give you like a little toast with his beer mug as he steps toward the bar.
Maniacal, what do you think about robbing a bank?
Just show me who to kill or what to smash or. I don't care. Now, later, I'm ready.
That pus-ridden cocksucker. You think he had the balls to not give us all of our money? Bobby realized that he left without a beer, raises up to ask for one more.
Bartender sees you and goes in and makes your drink. This time he leaves the shot outside the glass and puts them both in front of you, and then he walks away from his table or from your table.
You think there's somebody in this town that can actually work on that? What was it? That wood that grows back.
My strong hand.
Boner wood.
Do you think we should take that to a blacksmith?
The boner wood.
Why don't you? Let's see. Why don't you make an insight check? All right. Though the city is not known for it, you do know that there at least has to be a couple good woodworkers here, judging by what the construction looks like on all the buildings and such. Like a lot of things here are made out of wood, and it doesn't all come from places like Vanger. Like it's got to be worked somewhere.
So before we part this evening, I want to go see if someone could work on this boner wood. What are your plans?
Don't have any. Probably gonna just turn in
All
or
right.
kill. Whatever.
If you kill someone, please don't get caught.
I'll probably eat them if I have to.
Ugh,
Fire breath. I can cook my own meat. Don't worry.
that doesn't make it any better.
It's tisk.
So has Fuse got there yet?
Yeah, he was coming to join you guys.
Okay, so I've made it back to the bar, and I go hunt these 2 down in the corner and share everything I heard from Veronica about the Viscount, and then tell him I need some backup to go see an alchemist, and then tell him about the Viscount's house and how he seems to be there but not be there.
Strange. Michael, you mind going with Fuse? He could be all the backup he needs. I really want to check out this boner wood.
I'm gonna leave that one alone. Fuse, I'm with you. We'll leave this little tiny dick toucher to his work.
Bobby drops the shot into his drink. While he's chugging it, flicks off Maniacal.
Okay, so Maniacal and Fuse, where are you guys going again?
I need to get to that alchemist you were telling me about from Veronica's.
Ah, yes, the potion seller,
El potion seller.
but it's spelled with the Cellar. It's the potion seller.
Cellar or Zeller?
Cellar, as in underneath the house sort of cellar.
I gotcha. Where would that be on the map?
It's over. Sorry, it's over in here.
Sorry, not enough to see that. Hold on.
Okay, yeah, it's to the northwest of you in this little square over here.
Where is Bobby gonna have to go with his carpenter?
Bobby is gonna have to ask around the market, but we'll just assume that he finds the place. All right, so Bobby, whenever you get to the woodworker's place, it's a place with like a enormous saw and a lot of woodworking tools like hanging on racks around the area and such. The guy doesn't talk much, but he does look over your wood sample that I guess you had on you for some reason.
We had little sections of wood from the tree, remember?
Yeah, you had one on you, I guess, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so he looks it over, scratches his head for a moment, and nods at you like, "Yeah, I could work this. What do you want?"
What can you do with it? No, you have this little bit. What if I can get a lot? What can be done?
Hmm. Looks like it's got kind of magical properties on it. It's got some special things. You said it grows whenever you have it.
Whenever it breaks, it regrows.
Heard about something like that. Sometimes with some of the trees around here, we have like a special sort of magical mutation that happens, and they tend to grow after they've been cut. Sometimes we can direct that growth toward a shape. Let's say I make a mold of something. I could make this into a pretty sharp weapon. And if I'm right, if you said it keeps growing like it does, I might be able to make you a training sword that's more like a fucking cutting sword instead.
So, how strong is it? Can it be, I don't know, made to a bow or anything like that?
See, he tests the bend, like he tests the give on it, and he tests the edge of the bone-like protrusions the sword I mean the wood has on it. He said, I could make it bend, but the bone growth will make it to where the bend won't actually stay. It'll get brittle after a while, and you'll have to crack the bone every time you try to bend it. I think this is going to be sort of stiff job. Your bone is going to
Hmm.
be stiff.
How much would this cost me to make a dagger, sword, or anything the like?
Hmm. Let's see. First, I'd have to make the mold. That's not too bad. I've got a couple buddies that might be able to help me out with that. Then I'd have to get it to grow. Well, the trick is it's going to take time more than it's going to take money. If you invest in the process, say 100 gold, I could make you a hell of a sword or any other type of blade you might want, and then stick it on the end of something a bit cheaper. The 100 gold is for my time from making the materials I need to make it grow the way it's supposed to grow.
Hmm. 100 grows is something I'm not willing to part with right now. However, I love the information. Perhaps I'll be back with the wood.
Well, if you do decide to part with it, you know where I am. I'm pretty good with wood. You might tell from my little area here.
Indeed. Thank you for your time, sir. And I flick him 2 silvers.
Well, thanks for letting me grab your wood. All right, Fuse, you make it to the potion cellar, right? No,
Yeah, with maniacal.
and Maniacal's with you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. when I go down to the potion seller shop and do a perception check on what I'm looking at in the room.
Okay, so down underneath another shop, like it's like a herbalist shop, is the potion cellar. It's dark and kind of wet in there, and you see a bunch of glass implements, shelves full of like bottles and such. And your perception checks tell you that the bottles on these shelves have actually been there for quite some time. There's dust and such on top of them, and some of the cases and such that you see on the shelves probably contain potions that are sensitive to light. You don't see a healing potion anywhere. There's no healing potions in this shop. The guy behind the counter has like robes on and glasses and like a weird hat. He puts his glasses on the tip of his nose and he looks at the both of you like you've stepped into the wrong place. And he puts like a thick book down that he was reading.
Older, younger?
The guy is, let's see, on the back end of middle age. You know, he's like in his 50s maybe.
Human?
Yes.
I approach the counter and ask him if he is open for business. I have a few items that I can't seem to acquire above ground.
He looks at you, puts his like pushes his glasses back up on his face, like, hold on. Could you say that again?
I was directed here by a assuming friend of yours named Veronica. She said you might be able to help me get a few items that were on my list that she was unable to procure.
By God's a customer. I haven't seen one of you guys in a long time. I'm so happy you're here. Yes, I have all sorts of specialty potions. No healing potions, though.
Quite all right. My kind do not take to healing potions all that well. But I am looking for these 3 things: a Tangler grenade, a smoke grenade, and some dust of the mummy poison.
Grenades. Oh, yeah, I could probably whip one of those up for you. I have a few fulminating potions that I could put into a sort of a pressurized bottle for you. That would serve as a grenade. Do you need it on a timer or do you need it just to explode?
Just upon breakage.
I could do that, no problem. I just have to put it in the right bottle and force a little air into it. What about the Tangler grenade? You need vines or tentacles or what?
Do you have any that have some goo? If you don't have the goo, I could use some that use tentacles.
Adhesive. Yes, I have. Oh, I have lots of that. In fact, no one has bought my adhesive in whew, a long time. So therefore, it's aged to the point where the adhesive is extra smelly when you use it, and anything that gets tangled in that will probably have a fit of the 6 at the same time.
Sounds just what I'm looking for. What else do you specialize in here? I mean, I don't have a lot of gold to go around, but maybe I could relieve you of a few of these items that are just collecting dust.
Yes. Well, like I said, no healing potions. That's kind of been cornered by my competitors in town. I do have a potion of strength, which is one that'll give you a bit of muscle for a short time. I've got a few potions of, let's say, hallucinogenic properties. And I've also got a Earth Affinity potion. That's the brown one over there, the one that looks like a chocolate dipped in assholes. Right, that'll give you a bit of a boost to your next Earth-based spell.
I do not seem to be much of a caster. I'm hoping maybe I can develop this something.
Potion.
What's that, Cody?
The robot boy would need your strongest potion.
You can't handle my strongest potions. No one can.
Are you not my potion seller?
Oh, I'll be your potion seller.
Well, Why don't you give me an idea of what these hallucination pots will make happen?
Now, for one thing, the person doing the hallucinating has to drink them, or at least a little bit of them. This is not inhaled. Now, it will make you taste colors. It'll make your skin feel like it's on fire, but also being massaged by nymphs in a cooling pool of the goddess's tears. It's a weird sort of thing.
Will it make you suggestible?
Suggestible? I guess it depends on what part of the trip you catch them on.
How about the dust of the mummy poison? Have you got any laying around?
Poison, dear sir. Poison might get somebody shut down around here if they were to make poison.
I don't need poison. I just need the dust of the mummy. It could just be in its paper ashy form. I don't need it to be liquid.
Dust of the mummy is poison. Just if I were to have dust of the mummy poison, which I definitely don't, it would probably cost quite a bit extra because I'd have to pay a smuggler to get it to me.
How much extra? I mean, I do have a little coin, not a lot, but I have some. I could make it worth your while.
You're speaking my language now. Why don't you roll a persuasion check?
Damn you, Eki.
Well, the thing is, if I were to know where some dust of the mummy is, and I might be able to part with that information, it's definitely not me. I don't have dust of the mummy. But maybe if you were to do something for me.
What, pray tell, could I do for you, potion seller?
Well, I
I
would.
don't do.
What?
I don't do the weird things. I do things with swords. But if you want to talk to my buddy here, maybe he can do something with his tail.
I am looking for someone that is willing to, I don't know, get physical with somebody that has been giving you a lot of trouble lately.
Why don't you tell me a story, and maybe I'll be inclined to help you.
Now, there is a particular tax collector that has been all the way up my asshole for the past few months. And I'd like somebody to maybe follow him and, I don't know, give him a little bit of a scare. Maybe get him to take a few days off. Then, if somebody were to do that, I might trust them enough to sell them or point them to things like poisons.
It's fair enough. I understand that. While we were on the subject of your tanglers with tentacles, you have any laying around?
Well, the tentacle variety is very interesting. Now, this time of the year, at this particular year, they are especially strong because they have sort of abyssal properties to them. And with the alignment coming in and all that, that could make for a really great entanglement potion. It's just I have to add a little bit of ingredient to my regular Tangler potions. If you want me to whip you some up, I can.
I would like at least one of your tentacle potions because I think I could make it work for what I have planned. But I'd like to see it in action before I buy more than one. Do you think you could get me 3 of your adhesive tangler grenades? And I'd like to try out one of those strength pot and hallucination pots.
All right, very well. Let me get you the prices for that.
Oh, and the smoke grenade.
Okay.
While that's happening, Bobby heads back to the bar to see if he can get more drink and see if he can hear any information just from conversation.
Right. Okay. The hallucination potion. The hallucination potions are one of my former bestsellers. I've been trying to get rid of them, perhaps I could charge you about 15 gold for the two of them. Now, the entangler grenades, those I'm trying to get rid of because they've been sitting there for a while. Now, they're extra stinky when you throw them, when you know that, all right? I'm going to need about 30 gold for those, so 10 gold apiece. And smoke grenades, those are pretty common. You might just give me 5 gold apiece for those.
Okay, so that's 15. And then what was for the strength and the tentacle potion?
The strength potion is 50 gold. That one is quite. That's the one's quite got. It's got quite a kick. Very specialized.
And the tentacle one?
The tentacle one, well, let me make it first, and I believe it's going to be about 20 gold. Now remember, you need to use this within the next week and a half or so while the alignment's going on.
That should not be a problem. I have many irons in the fire here in town. I'm sure I could find someone who could use a few tentacles wrapped around them.
Couldn't we all?
I'm going to lean over to Maniacal and whisper to him, just out of earshot of the thing, hey, I can't afford the strength pot, but if you want one, go at it. I don't have much need for one. So all that stuff without the strength pot's about 80 gold. I'm going to go ahead and buy that, Pato.
All right, go ahead. You know what to do with your gold in your inventory.
Moving it down.
And it's 50 gold for the strength potion.
I don't need one. I can't afford it. Helping Bobby and Mr. McManus there kind of depleted me.
Okay. Now the tax collector you guys might want to look for. He works in the admin building. Righto?
What's his name?
His name is Gerard.
Is he a supervisor?
No, don't think so. He's one of their collectors. He's always out and about, but he always has to come in at closing time to turn in his fines.
Thank you for the information. You will know if we have accomplished the deed.
Oh, I can't wait. And then maybe you'll get what you want.
I will warn you this. It may be a little public.
Oh, I'd like to see him get himself pantsed in public.
It's funny, because I was thinking about hanging it from a yard arm.
Do it. All right, you folks that are fighting rippers up in the northeast there. Professor, what you gonna do?
I need you to tell me high or low right now.
Hi.
Should we have let Bree answer that?
Low.
No.
All right, Professor, do what you do.
Well, gentlemen, I tried to warn you and tried to play nice, but I guess that wasn't good enough for you. And I pull out something out of my coat pocket.
For the record, he never tried to play nice.
Never.
And I chug it down.
Okay. And with the high and low thing, that means that you gave in to your cravings. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay, cool. This is a character he's getting into.
I don't even know what to say.
Woke up from his nap.
Did he just get laid?
No, I think Pato just or Eki just finally let loose some of the stuff he's been hiding.
Here comes Francis.
So you want me to describe this for you? Or are you going to do it?
As I down the potion, small swaths of flames and purple start to erupt from me. And I go into a rage. So I need to go ahead and do that. Which, this is a special rage.
Your
So
rolls
I have,
suck, man.
it's a wild surge rage. So that's fun. So I have 4 rounds of raging.
That's right.
I need to.
Rin, sounds like you got into your gender fluid.
I need to roll a d8.
Okay. And tell us what this is for.
This is for my wild rage.
Okay.
My wild
Jim,
magic
can we use any
rage. So
more
that was a
people?
4. 3, sorry. Alright.
Okay. So a flump or a pixie, whichever one, appears next to what is it?
The ripper that I can see within 30 feet.
Okay.
So I'm going to do the one by the stairs. And at the end of the turn, he's going to take some force damage.
Okay, so you've entered your rage, and it's pretty much a magical rage. Are you going to use your other thing now?
I'm going to actually attack, I should say.
Okay. Roll for damage. So Francis takes out his great axe and slashes down onto the Ripper with gusto, and takes a huge bite out of the man's collarbone.
Oh, burn it all to ground. Burn it all to ground.
Is at the end of your turn. Should the flump explode?
Yes, the flump should explode.
All right.
All
Let me
right.
roll a d6. All right, the little fluffy pink dude that was summoned over by the guy on the ground explodes, and Home Dude has to roll a dexterity save. He's actually prone, so it's not going to be great.
Well, that happened.
Okay, so he takes half damage. He takes 2 damage from your exploding flump. And he's now covered in glitter. Okay, so just so nobody's confused, why don't you explain your special mechanic to these guys?
All right, so Dr. Francis is a mad chemist who has stumbled upon, say, a Jekyll and Hyde potion. Francis, his alternate self, comes out, and the more times that the doctor uses the potion, the more Francis becomes. And the urge to drink more of the potion, the stronger it gets.
So whenever he becomes Francis, he is no longer a caster. He's more of a barbarian type, but like a weird
Wild
variation of him.
barbarian, basically.
Yeah, and Professor, the more he uses this potion, the more he's going to have to make rolls for his addiction. And when he loses to his addiction, he just takes a swig of the potion, becomes a different flavor of asshole instead of a caster.
And just to warn you, my personality goes from slightly neurotic to full-blown bright shit crazy.
It will be weird in social situations for sure.
To Mark.
And I don't change back until I take a short rest.
Oh, okay, so you stay Francis.
Yes.
I'm Francis.
Until you knock him out.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
That could be fun.
All right. So the guy with the big chunk out of his collarbone in front of you has just taken a huge hit from an axe. He's like, "Oh, what the fuck!" And he uses his disengage action to get away from you and start running toward up the stairs.
Doesn't that make a attack of opportunity?
That he used
Disengage.
disengage. So he forewent his action to get away. Ren.
Wow. Okay. Let's see. I I'm gonna shoot the what was his name again? The guy next to Dr. Bitey, the one that George or
Yep.
something like that. Yeah, I'm gonna shoot George, and then Dr. Bitey's gonna go for the other guy.
Okay.
Advantage? Is he still down?
Yeah, I think he's still down. Honestly, I lost track. All right, go ahead and roll for damage. All right, so your arrow strikes him in the throat, and he chokes on his own blood, dies in the grease.
Great.
Dr. Bitey, please.
So Dr. Bitey's kind of slipped.
He can get up. As long as he doesn't end his turn in the grease, he won't have to slip again. So, like, you can.
Okay.
When he gets up, he uses half of his movement. So when he gets up, like, he'll be slower, but he is up.
Okay, well, he's not moving anywhere, so okay.
Okay, roll for damage. 6. Okay.
Flame damage. What level was it that we get actually like a boost in damage and stuff?
I'd have to look it up. So level 5 is a big level for everybody. Anyway, Bitey takes a big chunk out of him with his teeth. I'm sorry. Francis, go ahead.
Francis is coming!
He's already here.
And flamboyant.
All right, roll for your grease.
That's just a deck save, correct?
Yes, dex save. Francis remains on his feet somehow.
Chop, chop goes the river!
Roll for damage. All right, so your axe comes down, hits him in the stomach, and severs his spine, and he dies there on the floor. You guys are out of combat now.
Chop, 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 chop!
So we're out of combat. What about these other two guys?
Those guys are subdued by you guys. One of them is asleep because Bitey gave him a tail swipe, and one of them is choking to death on poison, or at least he's trying to recover from it.
So he will recover though, right?
Yes.
Okay, so while Francis is doing his normal crazy stuff, I'm going over to this guy that's, I don't know, recovering. And I want to talk to him and be like, okay, you see what happens when you try to escape. Bitey's over there on the stairs. He's not going to let you out. And Francis, I don't even know. I'm still figuring that one out. So tell me what you know about all this shit going on in town. And I'll try to make sure he doesn't kill you, but I'm not promising anything.
All right, so he looks you in the eye and looks back over at Bitey and over at Francis, and he appears to kind of give up. And he says he has a very gravelly voice because he was just force-fed poison. But he's like, What do you want to know?
Well, first, why the top hats? As much as I love a good top hat, I want to know.
We're rippers. We're rippers wear top hats.
Right. Okay. But rippers, don't they hide in the dark and do their things sneakily? Didn't look like you guys were trying to sneak.
No, we're not a sneaky lot. We're rippers. We take the streets, we take it and we cut it. We cut the streets. We cut people. We do what we want.
And why is that?
We are avenging a fallen comrade. George. Not that George. The other George.
Georges don't seem to do so well in this town.
Well, not anymore. George was eaten. He was set upon and eaten in the street. We're looking for a culprit.
Eaten by what?
Fuck if I know. If I knew that, I'd be investigating a little bit more focused, like, don't you think?
John, did you say there was wheat down here or just potatoes?
There's wheat, potatoes, dry goods, canned goods, stuff like that.
Okay, that's what I need. Thank you.
Okay, so you're dumping all the bags and
Oh boy.
okay.
So
Yeah.
by eaten, you mean you found him with his throat eaten or something?
I mean, he was eaten. There was meat missing. There were bites taken out of him. It was horrible. We just want to know who killed George.
So what size of bites? Like a person? An animal?
Do I look like a ranger? It's bites. Something took bites out of him. There was
You
like
can tell.
half a George left.
So I'm guessing a human didn't do that because half a George. So hold on, I gotta think about this. Like, how can I say this?
Right now, the running theory is some kind of were creature, and they hide among us, from what I hear.
Well, perhaps it's time to chop, chop, chop!
Is he gonna chop me?
Like I said before, I will try to stop him, but I'm not promising anything.
I'm being cooperative. Could he just go away?
Francis, go hug Dr. Bitey and let him tell you about things, okay?
Chop, 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 chop!
Bitey'll tell you all about the last time he chopped something.
Your friend's soft in the head.
Apparently. This is a new development to me. I'm just really getting to know this guy. So,
Can I ask a question?
shoot.
Why did you attack me and my friends? We were just trying to find the murderer in our streets. I mean, other than us.
Doing that by slicing people's wares and intimidating old people and should I go on?
Yeah, that's how you investigate shit round here.
Not so sure about that.
You're making a weird high ground to be on for somebody that's torturing me.
I'm not torturing you.
Oh, yeah, you let your buddy do that part. You're the good cop.
Like I said, just getting to know him, trying to stop him, but we can't let you go back and let him know that there's someone investigating in this town either, can we?
I don't know. I feel like my tongue is a little heavy and maybe not willing to wag about that particular subject right now.
Can I do since I can do Can I do an investigation to make sure he's not lying?
That's insight. You can do that.
Yeah, that.
And oh yeah, he's lying. He will go back and tell his buddies as soon as he gets a chance.
All right.
Right. Yeah, I don't believe you. Not even a little bit.
I feel like we're a bit of an impasse then. I could be out there investigating George deaths. Oh God, stop! You've given him the 1-2 punch. Is this lethal damage?
No, non-lethal.
Okay. So you would knock the wind out of him and he has to take a breath. But he says to you, after he catches his breath, he's like, we're at an impasse then. Because that's what I know. And I'm going about my investigation as I know how to do. What do you want from me?
One chance. Where's the boss? Where's the boss?
Where's the boss?
Boss, Lamb Chop, he's out there somewhere, doing the same thing I am.
Intimidating old people and stealing people's apples.
I contend that that's investigating, but yes, maybe. He might be a little bit better at it than I am. He's a smart man.
I don't
Time
even
to
know.
go. Time to go. Big booms. Big booms.
Oh, great.
What's he trying to say?
I'm not 100% sure, but I'm thinking he's done stuff.
All right, that's all of his HP, man. What do you want to do?
Knock him out.
He's out.
All right. I set fire and I'm running.
Okay, I'm running as well.
Okay, let me just roll for the explosion. I'm guessing you made a shit ton of dust in the air and you're trying to set it off.
Yep.
It's a 20. All right.
I'm wondering
So
if his coworkers are now realizing how crazy he is as he sits in the truck screaming.
all of you run from the cellar, and whatever it is that Francis did, the dust in the air catches alight. The basement itself explodes, and the explosion is such that it makes the floor and the beams up above your head collapse, and the entire building that this was under collapses in on itself. You can hear screams and people shouting and alarms being set off in the distance, like bells being rung, and you can hear like heavy boots coming this way. And
Where was this at?
the house is now collapsed and on fire.
Time to go. Time to go.
They were over here, I believe.
Yeah, we were by the bend, I think. Where it says
Yeah.
the bend.
Yeah. Anyway, those guys are dead, and maybe a few people in the house up above.
And children,
So
apparently.
that, murder, that was fun.
Murder most foul.
But I go, we're gonna have to kill Francis.
I feel like maybe we should get you back to the carriage there, Francis. Or maybe the wherever we're staying, the inn.
So much to see. So much to see.
Let's go back to the inn. And we'll see more tomorrow.
All right, you guys both of you roll stealth checks to see if you get through the guards and the other rippers in the area unmolested, so to speak.
Well, they don't really know us.
They just saw you running out of the cellar and then it exploded.
Yeah, but I mean,
That's an attention
that doesn't
getter.
mean that we did it.
Okay,
Uh-huh.
so the people see you run out of the cellar, the building explodes, and it catches everyone's attention, and you make it back to the inn somehow without catching the attention of either the rippers or the guards. And you never got your top hat.
Damn it.
Talk to
Night
Sam.
is young.
I should have grabbed the passed out dude.
You're a little elfin girl. I'm not sure how it would go.
It like falls
Can-
down over my head.
Can Rui and Nightshade hear that
Oh, yes.
explosion from all the way over here?
I was about to say, if you guys were looking for a sign that shit has gone down, that is it. There's a huge plume of smoke going into the sky, and the entire city could at least hear the boom of the explosion.
Bobby, trying to enjoy his drink, heard the explosion and saw this beer shake. Like, that better not be us.
So, just to let y'all know, when Francis takes over, I lose all intelligence and wisdom.
But you're smart enough to make an explosion?
I'm a mad, I'm chaotic evil. I didn't say I lost my, memory of how to do things. I'm just stupid about how I do things.
Ah,
Oh boy.
Yep. The reason Eki and I agreed on this character thing is because part of it is uncontrollable and it could push you guys into weird shit. And we're gonna
definitely gonna kill him.
explore this.
And we don't know anything about this guy, right? This is our first meeting with him.
It's our first meeting with him, yeah.
Yep.
No, he's in your company, so he works with you guys. It just hasn't been here.
I don't think he ever got here. Did y'all ever see him here?
The only person that knows about it now is Ren and Dr. Bitey.
Yay!
And telling people about it probably would be a good thing.
That sounded like a threat.
Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna need to tell everybody in our party just because that's important.
See
I
something,
wouldn't
say
tell him
something.
that. Wouldn't tell him that, or you might end up with a shiv in your back of a great axe.
Snitches get stitches.
We
right.
literally blew up a building in town. Like, how am I
And it was
supposed to
fucking
say
awesome.
what happened?
Less competition now.
Okay, so what are you guys gonna do now that you see the explosion? Is everybody heading back to the inn?
Yeah, because I have a feeling that was us.
Here's your sign.
All right, the inn is over here by the black carriage. As you guys arrive, the innkeeper looks at you guys, gives you a sort of nod, and looks out the door to see if anybody's following you. But then he just goes back to whatever he was doing whenever you guys all pile in.
So I'm going out on a whim here, guys. Did y'all hear that explosion?
I sure did. I sure heard it.
Why are you covered in dust?
Big bad wolves!
Professor, you didn't.
When he said,
Bobby, Rui want to know who the fuck is that?
I thought that was the professor.
All right, so whenever you guys sit down for beers or something, that is a short rest, so you guys can give Eki the opportunity to calm down if he needs to.
guys, I'd like you to meet Francis.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Francis, who the fuck are you?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Well, that's what Rui just asked you. Ask you, who the fuck are you?
All right, I'm gonna go pee while you guys sort this out.
Yep, that happened.
Guess we should go ahead and sit
Francis,
down.
what happened to the Dillfish Smurfer?
Oh, I'm sure he's here somewhere.
Right. His Francis like beer.
Very much, very much.
Can somebody go get the good beer?
Rui looks at Ren. Ren, who the fuck is that?
It's a Dilfa Francis. I don't know.
I got that bottle of wine from the Lord's Manor. I gave it to Francis.
Now, Francis,
It's-
we're gonna have a chugging
it's-
contest.
Throw the cork off and just start chugging away.
Good wines. It's gonna be
Oh, you won that round. Let's see if you can win another one.
I got the one bottle.
We got a bunch of like beer cakes from the last place. I think it's in the. Oh, wait a minute. There's a bar here, isn't there?
There's a bar at the end. Francis is gonna go run over to the bar and start grabbing beer out behind it. And grab a
Son
whole
of
keg.
That's okay. The Lord's paying for his tab.
All right. More beer.
Oh yeah.
Drinks all around.
Rui. Yeah, Rui looks over at the bar and goes, You there, bartender. Rui need a drink right now. Rui need a drink right now. You come, hurry now.
So we all just sit here and
All I
get
know.
drunk.
Oh, geez. He's rolling for something.
All right,
Just a
GM's
hit die.
back.
Recovering health.
Okay. So
Yeah.
all I know is we were talking to some guys and then we were running.
You guys
Well-
didn't
You
get
guys
to investigate too much, did you?
Not a whole lot, no.
Okay, so now that there's a short rest, you can roll your hit die to get some HP back if you want to, Bree.
Oh, okay.
So Francis drink a whole bunch of liquor. Does that calm him down?
This is a short rest. He can calm down.
I calm down in my drunken stupor.
Oh, Professor Go Nap Nap. Yes, Professor Go Nap Nap.
Listen here!
Lord.
Let's all meet up in a room. I have a plan. We all go up to our private room. We all just pile in there, and I discuss with them what happened at the bank, how they refused to give us money, so on and so forth. Then I wanted to
Alright,
get
I
everyone
guess-
ringing.
I guess we could all kind of just share what everybody's been through.
Yeah, sharing time. That's cool. I'll just
Yeah.
assume you guys share everything with each other.
All right, cool.
So, I want to rob a bank.
That's so exciting! Dr. Bitey's never had a bank robbery before.
Rui, Nightshade, you're good with this.
Sounds fun.
Rui like to have fun.
Before we rob the bank, there is an administrator there I need to speak to.
Ooh.
All right.
Then you go in first.
So, here's my plan. Rui, Nightshade, since you're the most sneakiest, I would like for y'all to, case the place out. I don't need y'all to be seen.
Okay.
Watch out for gods, see where everyone goes, so on and so forth. If you can actually get plans on the area, that would be best.
If they
We have a diagram of everything.
I'm sorry?
Do we have a diagram of how this looks and where everything is? We must plan more.
Is that your hint that I should take you guys here?
I mean,
Just wanted a plan. I
Yeah,
didn't.
we're just talking it out in the room.
Okay.
So, since you've got this map up, where were we the other day, John, when we were talking to the administrator?
Desks over here.
Yeah, I'm still waiting on it to load up, but
Middle of the map.
So this is like a blueprint we have?
This is from your memory. This is what you've seen. You haven't seen any other rooms or anything like that.
So I sketched this little print out of my memory.
first, more than one story?
No, it's a big building, big domed building with like skylights up at the top, and there you can see the windows over on the left and right and back. This ladder here is actually kind of like a fire escape. It goes up to a window on the outside. It's to allow people like the staff to go out the second story and come down the other side.
Any other doors that we know of?
Just the front doors here, and then the escape out the back that has no ladder to it. It's like a second story window that opens up.
You said the potion seller told us about an administrator. He also works in this building, right?
That's a tax collector. Yeah, he comes back whenever it's closing time.
You never got the description for him, did you?
Yeah, he told me about him. Bobby, what time of day were you thinking of hitting this place?
Preferably at night when no one's there. When
Okay.
the
I need
beer
to meet
houses
up.
are full and the whorehouses are full.
There are a few things that we might need to procure.
You, Professor, if you don't go apeshit on me again, I need some
Oh, did
thermite.
y'all meet Francis?
Yes,
Unsightly fellow, isn't he? God.
he blew up a fucking building.
Yeah, Francis is not allowed to show up during the heist. Got it?
I pat my chest. Yes, of course. Don't worry. Everything's under controls.
So, Professor, I want you to see if you could make some thermite as well as some sleeping gas, something like that.
Rui kind of eyes Diffenschmerfer a little bit funny and says, Rui, think you don't know yourself as good as you think you do.
Oh, hobbycosh you! I am of wild mind and sound mind.
Oh, okay.
So, I would like to have Professor and Ren again to go and get the stuff we need for Professor to make the potions.
Ah,
Or
finally
that.
someone with some common sense. Come, Bitey. Let us adjourn.
Yeah, so I'm just the I don't know, Bitey's escort, I guess, here.
Well, the doctor wants to talk to a peer, and Bitey has his PhD
Yeah.
in biting.
I feel like I might need some help if Francis shows up again, though.
Maniacal
That's
or
okay.
Fuse?
Fuse seems just the guy.
Fuse, you're gonna kill him, aren't you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I need someone with good investigation skills.
I mean, I'd be worried more about Maniacal killing him than Fuse killing him.
Bum bum bum.
It's true.
I'm only got a +1 investigation, David, and I need to be ahead of you guys in checking out that tax collector before we try to make the thing. So I may not be available right there before we go in.
Oh,
Well,
we're not going in tonight. He's gonna be like a day or two, or maybe a weekend from now.
Well, I mean, I don't mind doing it tomorrow, but right now it's evening nighttime, so everything that we would need to do today has already been done. Like, we could go rob it at night, but he needs to get the tax collector, so we'll have to do it tomorrow so we can go in the evening, case the tax collector before, take care of him, then go back and rob the place.
How do you want to case the building, guys?
I thought Rui and Dynasty were gonna go check it out.
Well, since they technically don't know all of us yet, we could go inside and see if we couldn't make a deposit or anything like that. Correct?
Is it that kind of bank?
It's an admin building. They do a lot of stuff here. The supervisor definitely knows y'all's writ, and he knows a few of your faces. And he's the guy that's supposed to dole out stuff like that.
So,
What else do they
Ren,
do here?
Fuse, and Maniacal, can y'all check on the bites and the people who are, I don't know, disappearing and dying, what we got hired for? I will go with Professor, since that's likely to kill him.
So the things they do here is like tax collection, printing licenses, like keeping records, stuff like that.
What kind of license do they print?
Business licenses, licenses to carry certain substances, things like that.
Ah, perfect.
Also, we Rudy and Nightshade can go in there and case the place out. See if they can find any hidden entrances. See if they can steal any documents that can help us, I don't know, do this better.
Is there a this is an administrative building. Is there, say, like a courthouse or a public library where possible building blueprints and such are kept on record?
Now, building blueprints and records and stuff would definitely be here. The academy might have something. They have their own library.
Perhaps if we found the architect of the building, might be more inclined to share information about the building itself with us.
We want to do it sneaky. We can't just go blatantly go ask them, hey, what the fuck do you know about the building? Because we're going to steal
Wait
all
for
the
James
gold.
to do whatever he's going to do. And once he gets his information, we go in either that night afterwards or whenever. Take whatever the fuck we want. I don't give a shit. Level the building, kill everybody. I'm free gun, whatever.
So does Rui and Nightsheet have to go inside the building to inspect it, or couldn't we just say that we went over there, walked around the outside of the building, inspected it, looked around?
I'm gonna have you make a couple rolls.
All right.
So, if, say, I went in during the day to try to set up a business license for a new alchemy supplier, would I be able to leave my homunculus inside?
I don't know, man. You tell me. The dice, will they favor you?
Probably not. AFK.
Okay, so Dynasty, Miss Nightshade, and Rui. You guys are going over to the place to case the place tonight.
Yeah.
Is Fuse coming as well for his tax collector buddy, or is that a different time?
Well, I don't know. Is GM, is the place closed yet? Has the tax collector returned to the building?
Sun's not set yet. They're not closed yet.
Oh, so we could get over there to Rui. Can't. Okay. Do we have time to case the joint before the tax collector comes back?
You might get there at about the same time he does.
Fuse, do you want to go do the tax collector thing right now?
Yeah, if it's time tonight, I'd like to go do it. At the very least, I need to see what he does, what his schedule is. I know he comes back. I don't know how long he stays in the building. I may end up wanting to catch him after he gets back out of the building.
And follow him
But
home.
I think I'd like to get him before he gets in the building first.
Before he gets in the building to take the money there?
Yes, I'd like, because I need to embarrass him. I didn't say anything about killing him. I just need to embarrass him.
Yeah, you didn't say anything about killing him.
No, the other guy didn't say anything about killing him. I'm not saying killing's not out of the picture, but we'll see how it goes.
I guess the professor and I we're going to be tomorrow morning go get the stuff, and we need to investigate what's going on with that dude, why people are disappearing, and so on and so forth.
Yeah. Well, okay, so yes, in this case, Nightshade and Rui will go and set up camp outside of this bank building. We're gonna kind of walk around it.
Okay.
If you think you can sneak inside, that'd be great too. Maybe we can steal some documents.
Well, why there's a whole shit ton of people inside of it, I don't know that. I don't know that we can sneak around when it's still open for business and there's a shit ton of people everywhere.
I mean, like at nighttime, at the night guard, and so on and so forth.
Oh, yeah, we could totally do that.
John, how close to the other buildings is this building?
This place is a little bit far away from the other buildings. This is a government building with a bit of a clearance between it and others. I'd say there's like a street on each side of it.
Is from the description the guy gave me, would I be able to recognize Gerald at a glance, or would I have to go talk to him to figure out who he is?
No, you could recognize him. Like, I'm going to assume he gave you a bit of a description.
So you said you wanted to catch this Gerald guy before the place closed, right?
Before he goes inside, yes.
All right. So, Rui's gonna set up shop. So these Pato, these things that I'm pointing to right here, are these like pillars? Are
Yeah,
they
they're pillars.
tables? Okay. Do they run the height of the front of the building?
Yeah, the pillars go all the way up to the roof. There's like a sort of steepled roof, like up at the front here. This holds up a sort of pop out sort of roof that like keeps the rain off the front entrance here, and the rest of the building is kind of domed.
Height of the building.
It's about 2 stories high at the walls and about 4 stories high at the peak of the dome up top.
Okay. Fuse. I would like to place myself somewhat out towards the front of the building. I guess you are too, because I want to help you look for this guy. I was gonna try to, um, once we recognized him, try to stop him and or, kind of like maybe playfully flirt with him for a moment, give him some eyes or something to try to distract him so that you could do whatever it is that you needed to do.
So my thought is, whenever he gets within range of us here at the edge of the thing, I would like to toss not only a Tangler grenade, but use my uh, action surge or whatever it is to do another attack and throw us the smoke grenade between the two guards at the front door to keep them occupied. That will tie them up and block their ability to see us.
So you're gonna attack the place pretty much before we try to rob it.
Kind of the idea, yeah.
Wouldn't
Before
that increase guards and everything before we go try to rob it?
I
Just a
can
thought.
break in,
And the place is still technically open for business right now, and you want to. Never mind. I don't want to be involved in that.
I'm open for suggestions.
Yeah, I was going to
I'm-
distract him while you pantsed him.
I'm thinking.
I mean,
he's a little bit more-
I'm down to. I'm down to
Actually-
catch him in the alleyway and dispatch him, but I mean, you said no.
Well, actually, now that I think about it, what I probably ought to do is just toss a Tangler grenade his way with the tentacles. You know,
Yeah,
maybe
you
right
and
at the-
Nightshade are going to be perched up on a building nearby watching all this happen.
So,
Good
yeah,
luck.
I guess it just depends on how John brings them into the building, deciding on my course of action here.
We're going to walk around the outside of the building as if we don't know you.
I'm gonna stand over here, just outside of the guard sight by the pillar, and just watch people.
Okay. So, you guys, all right, you're trying to like kind of stay casual over there, Fuse, right?
Yep, no weapons out, just kind of leaned up against the wall and just watching people go by.
Okay. And Rui and Nightshade, you guys are walking around the building. You're kind of casing the place. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's like we're acting like we're like sightseers, touristy kind of, just kind of like nonchalantly, playfully, walking around and looking at buildings and just kind of doing whatever, not really being, we're trying to be inconspicuous, but yet like, we're checking stuff out without drawing attention to ourselves.
Okay. So, are you paying any attention to the admin building itself? Like, you trying to just like look at things there, or?
I mean, if we are you trying to get me to roll for like insight?
Well,
and
you guys were trying to
history
case the
and-
place, right? That's why I'm asking what you're trying to do.
Yes, that is exactly what we're doing. We're casing the place, but as tourists, as to not draw attention to ourselves, and like.
All right. Roll a. Let me check here. I'm thinking we're gonna do either investigation or stealth check. Roll a stealth check first.
So like, I'm pretty much acting like I'm chasing a butterfly. That's a stealth check.
You're doing something surreptitiously. All right. Go ahead and roll a perception check. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, the windows that you see on the building there, it's definitely got some sort of inscription in the panes of glass. It looks like it may be magical, maybe an alarm system, maybe something else.
Okay.
You learn about that.
Um, what about the back door?
Let's see which one. This one over here.
Yes.
Okay. Whenever you're going over there, you don't see anything that might be inscribed upon the glass. Nothing that you can see from there. You don't see any mechanisms, no mechanical stuff. You don't see any
Right.
alarms.
I can't use my height, including using my heightened smell and hearing capabilities. I don't sense any boot traps or anything.
That's correct. You don't smell or sense anything on the back door. The back door is like 2 stories up, and it's like a glass thing that opens from the inside, but it's not
Yeah.
anything you can smell.
Yeah. I mean, vaulting up there shouldn't be a problem for me.
No. But you do see that most of the windows definitely have a sort of alarm system on them.
All right. Cool.
Okay, Fuse. Your guy Gerard is approaching from the east, and he's walking with like a couple of sacks on his back and a book in his other arm.
Is there a lot of people can do a perception check to see what's going on around us?
Okay. All right, yeah. Guards look bored. The guards at the door are not looking your way. Besides, there's a pillar between you and them. They look like they're near the end of their shift and they just want to be fucking gone. There are people out on the street. None of them are really paying you any attention, or Gerald. Um, you can see that there are a bunch of employees sometimes coming in and out, going out of the door. Closing time is soon, and people are either streaming out of the door or coming out in a little bit of a trickle.
So let me tell you what I'd like to do here, and you tell me what I need to do to make it happen.
Okay.
As he's continuing on his path, I want to continue, like, start heading toward the corner of the building, like I'm going to pass by him.
Uh-huh.
And if he passes me, I'd like to hit him with or gets far enough away. I have to wait for him to pass me, and then get a square away so I can hit him with the Tangler grenade.
Okay. The Tangler grenade has what kind of radius?
Feet.
What's that?
10 feet.
Okay, so you're gonna get to like the corner and toss a grenade at him.
He's going to continue walking my way when I'm passing him, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So I'm thinking when he gets to right about here, I should be where he's standing now.
Okay.
And then I want to hit him, hit the Tangler grenade at him.
Okay. Sounds good. When you pass, you're just going to have to turn around and do a sleight of hand check to see if you can toss this and do it in such a way that it's not going to cause any attention either.
Okay.
So he's about here. You do your thing. Sleight of hand.
Oh, dear God.
All right, so you kind of botch the throw. The grenade skips off the ground a couple times, like makes like a tink 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 sound. Home dude Gerald looks back and sees the grenade, doesn't really recognize what it is, but continues to kind of walk, and the grenade explodes, covering the place with like a black sort of inky goo, and it catches him right on the edge. One of the tentacles grabs his foot and drags him back to the center. And before the tentacles can envelop him, he lets out like a scream.
All right. I'm just going to about face and walk away.
Okay. The guards come running your way. Um, Gerald and the guards don't really give you a second glance. They're all got their attention on the tentacles that are starting to wrap around his body. There are tentacles going inside of his clothes, around his head. And it's difficult to actually see, but he might not even be able to breathe in there. This guard is running your way as well, and
And I don't know where this is going.
he shouts at you like, "What happened? What happened?"
Oh, this man, he was playing with this potion, and I think it went off in his hands. You should go help him.
Deception. Go ahead.
I just had a +3 to sleight of hand, and I have a +0. This is not going to go well.
That's not bad. So, all right, right. Give him some space. Give us some space. Go about your day, citizen. And Home Dude comes over here, and he looks like he's thinking about stepping into the inky goo, but he's not really sure he wants to get in with that.
I'm going to stay just around the corner, kind of peeking my head around to watch, see what happens, just so I know exactly how embarrassed this guy is, so I can report to the potion seller. But I'm not going to get engaged. I'm just going to watch and then head back toward the rest of the party.
John,
Yeah.
are there, in our perception of the building, did we happen to see any windows cracked open?
No, the windows on the sides of the building seem to have opening mechanisms inside, but none of them are actually open. It's fall, and nobody really wants to open a window.
Okay, so there aren't any. What about like air vents or small openings that someone of a tiny stature may be able to go through? Or
Yes, you did see a couple air vents on the northern side of the building. They've got like air vent slats, and you don't know where they go, but you can tell that this is actually a like from what you can smell people on the other side and parchment. Meanwhile, Gerald is being wrapped up in tentacles, and you can hear like a pathetic sort of sobbing coming from the mass of shit that's going on right there. And from your perspective, where you are, let's see, Rui and Nightshade, you see a man exit the building right here. He comes outside the administration building because closing time is around right now, and he's got another man with him. Let's see, Fuse. You recognize this as Phil, and Cantry is the guy that's leading him outside.
Where are they heading? I'm just seeing them. As they come out, are they heading toward the commotion, or are they heading somewhere else?
It looks like they're heading somewhere else. You recognize Phil's face first as he exits the double doors and comes down the stairs. Um, he Cass looks over his shoulder, and he hunches like a whipped animal as he disappears down the street to the west.
I'd like to follow at a distance as best I can.
But before you are able to follow, you also see Cantry come down the steps. The supervisor Cantry. He's
Said they were
practically.
walking together.
What's that?
They were walking together.
They were like Phil and Cantry came out at the same time, but Phil went one way. Cantry is he doesn't give a shit about Phil. He's practically skipping down the stairs, and he makes his turn toward you. He looks over at the scene that you've created, at the tentacles, and he gives it like a "not my problem" sort of shrug, and he walks east, whistling and waving at passersby.
Hurry, follow the gantry.
He doesn't know who
He doesn't
Cantry is.
Yeah, Rui has no clue who Gantry is. Maybe if Fuse
okay.
were to try to signal.
But are they within something, or is it possible with all of the stuff going on to see Rui and them to signal them?
Wait, so I never brought my character up here. Like, tell me where I am, Pato.
You've been wandering around the building. I just assumed you were just all around.
Yeah, that's what I figured too. But I'd like so yeah. So if so we're just kind of like doing that whole just observing kind of chilling thing. If Fuse wanted to see us and
I'm gonna
like
I'm gonna
kind of
assume that once the show started, like with the tentacles and shit, you guys would be there.
yeah. I mean, Rui and Nightshade are kind of hanging out, like watching this whole thing. I don't know exactly where we are. We're just gonna say that we can see we can see Fuse. We can see the guy getting violated by the tentacles. We think it's really funny, but
I'm
we
gonna
aren't paying attention. So if Fuse wanted to signal to us to tail someone or follow someone, we would understand.
Okay, yeah. So what I would like to do is as soon as Cantry passes me and gets just past me, I'd like to make my way over to Rui and Dynasty there, and see if maybe Dynasty couldn't follow him out of sight since she's not the biggest target.
Heather is Dynasty. Heather is playing the character Nightshade.
Nightshade. I keep forgetting her name. That's why I said Dynasty. Dynasty, sorry.
It's okay.
So yeah. So as if we all forget, we all work for the Ghouls and Gages Guild mercenary company. Said mercenary company has a generic set of like hand signals that all the mercs know. So if you don't need to verbally say it, you could just be like, hey, in your hand signal gesture that we all understand, you could be like, hey, I need you guys to watch this guy, follow him, or something, and then we'll kind of, if I need to approach you and pass you by, you can give me a short synopsis.
Okay, so you guys follow your like if Nightshade's gonna follow Cantry, that's cool. What are you guys gonna do about Phil?
I'm gonna follow Phil.
Yeah. So Rui, do you need to? How long do you need to observe the dude
Oh
get
no, I've
violated?
seen enough. I've seen enough. He got violated. It went under his clothes. There'll be enough of a talk around town to bring him down a peg.
All right,
Okay.
then Rui and Nightshade will follow Cantry's.
Okay. Team acquire shit. What do you guys want to do?
Go travel around town to see where we can get all the stuff.
Okay, so you're
that the
looking to
professor-
make what? Thermite?
I'm putting some stuff in Discord right now.
Okay. Oh, wow. You did do that. All right, all right, all right. So, Professor, you know from experience that the best place to get all this shit in one place is probably a chemistry lab at a school.
Then I'm gonna need some flowers also.
Okay. There is a flower shop you guys can visit. It's just, let me look up the thing. But since not a whole lot of interesting stuff will go on there, I'm just going to assume you make your purchase. All right. Where I don't have any characterization done there. It's called Bloomers and Stems, and they've got flowers. What are you looking for?
I love that name.
Um, I'm gonna need some nightshade, some
Just to let you know, Eki is now on the FBI watch list from Google.
It's true. All right.
Oh, I'm sure I already was, but
They tell
I'm
you,
sorry, Pato. Your Discord server has been flagged.
yeah. So they tell you they've got nightshade flowers, but you'll have to dry them yourself or take them over to the spice rack, which
I
is
want. That's fine. I also need some bleeding heart, some baby breath, uh, calla lilies, daffodils,
my goodness,
and
Did you
some
say
hydrangeas.
daffodils?
Uh huh.
daffodils.
The daffodils,
All right.
hydrangeas, and
Daffodils?
irises.
So they give you what you want. The entire cost is about 15 gold. and they tell you that you'll have to dry it yourself and grind it up. They know of a place called the Spice Rack, which is a BDSM themed spice shop that will dry things for you, and they also have some of the other things on your list.
A BDSM. Oh, that's awesome.
Well, come, let's go. Not much time left. Let's go.
So you get to the Spice Rack, and it's like a place with a whole bunch of people walking around in a bunch of in like leather, and they have whips on their hips and stuff. Like, what can we do for you?
The professor needs some things, and I'm just gonna look around.
Like, oh yeah, sure. Come look at our racks. And
Indeed.
so they take your shit from you, and you need this all ground up into powders and dried, correct?
Yep.
All right, we'll put this on the Spice Rack, and we'll have it for you in the morning. Now go do something interesting.
Really, that is all that you have? Surely a place like this would have more.
We have your flour based needs covered and like drying things and such. But
Also need some chili powder and cayenne.
all right, that's in the erotic section.
Very informative.
You pass a guy in a gimp suit all tied up on the floor, and he's got a couple of bottles of the things you need like under his armpits.
I'm gonna pull out my great axe and use the handle to kind of roll the guy off of him.
Okay. The
Choo
rest of
choo.
the rest of the stuff is probably in a chemistry lab or in an engineering classroom or something like that.
I would actually like to see the business plan for this place. Who approved this?
I hate you all. We're licensed from the city administration. We're a legit business. We cater to all sorts of people that enjoy their spice in and out of the bedroom.
So tell me, do y'all have need for artificers in this town? I see a lack of technological advancements.
What, you don't like our street lamps and our top hats?
What rubbish do you speak, child?
If you want technological bullshit, go to the academy or go visit Mijuv. They've got things for you, I'm sure. For us, we're just simple spice peddlers that are into the spicier side of sexuality as well.
Bobby's looking around with intrigue, wondering how in the hell they stay in business.
You'd be
Is there anything
surprised.
that catches my eye?
This place is just so fun.
You'd be surprised who likes garlic with their butt stuff.
We'll need also about a pound of black pepper.
Yeah, we can do
Slice
that.
of life.
Maybe some turmeric too.
Now go do something, god damn it. They've got everything you need.
Fine, fine.
Okay.
Let us go.
You guys are killing me.
But I wanted to explore the BDSM a little.
All right, let's roll for it. What are you going to do?
That's fine.
He needs to find him a gimp suit to keep his alter ego in control.
You know, that's a pretty good idea.
They got any of those white coats? You know, the ones that like to strap up in the back?
The ones that make you hug yourself.
Ah,
Yeah.
asylum play. Yeah, we've got some of that. And with every costume you buy, you get a free bottle of turmeric.
Take 3.
Delicious.
Fine.
Fine,
Let's,
fine.
I'm leaving, Professor. I actually feel awkward,
Oh, dear lad.
and that's a lot
One
coming
day
from
you
an
may
orc.
learn. Open your mind, explore the universe a little.
What are you guys
My
going to do?
sir.
Go towards the academy, I guess.
All right.
Or find a blacksmith or engineer shop.
Okay. At the academy, all right, it's an expansive compound on the eastern part of the city, okay? You enter the gate and you step onto a sort of brown tiled landing pad. The place is like a few city blocks of well manicured lawn crisscrossed by a network of bleached sidewalks. It all lies in front of you. It's easy to pick out which walkway goes to which building, but there are no signs or anything that tell you where to go. Now, what are you guys here for again?
Iron oxide, aluminum powder.
Where do you think you'll find them?
What kind of academy is this, would you say?
Of the sciences and arcane.
Chemistry.
Metallurgic and chemistry labs.
Okay, the moment that idea surfaces in your mind, the white walkways ripple like there's heat rising from them, like desert sand. And watching too closely makes you queasy. But after a moment, the effect ceases. One of the paths to your left is now like a pale blue, while the others are red.
I suppose we go this way.
Sure.
So, on your walk through the campus, you see students ranging from adolescent to young adults, all in gray robes. Most seem to be on their way somewhere, walking with friends or with noses in books. Others sit under old oak trees, lounging together between or after class. Now, you guys get to the main hall, and it looks like it's a few centuries old, like primarily of like stone, like old weathered stone. There's an occasional patch job in places. Now, in the corner of this main area, you come upon a row of doors and such. It's mostly offices and classrooms and everything. Your blue path is leading you through the building, but to your right, you see a door that's marked with the name Catrissus. And you recognize that as the dead man that Rui and Nightshade told you guys about. And there, your path leads forward, and there's the office as well. What do you guys want to do?
What time of day is this?
It's pretty much nighttime now.
And there's still a lot of motion and commotion going on in the academy.
Not in here anymore. They're mostly outside and going to their dormitories and such.
I say, dear Sir Bobby, wasn't there someone that mentioned this fellow's name recently to us? Who was that again?
The cat. Ryu.
Oh, yes. They found his name in a pocket, right?
Yes. So what are you suggesting? We should kick in the door.
Nothing so barbaric. Maybe a little discreet and discretionary search might be in order.
See, you guys have Maniacal and Ren with you too, right?
Not that I know of.
These guys are so quiet. What were you guys going to do? You guys haven't said anything.
I wanted.
No,
Oh,
I'm talking to them.
I don't think we ever landed on anything. Like we were gonna go with the professor,
I thought you guys were with them.
but then I don't know. Like I think Bobby went with him, and then I don't think we landed on anything. We were just hanging out in the inn for a little while.
So are you guys free radicals? You going somewhere or are you going to stay at the inn?
I'm in the inn sleeping.
Okay.
I might do the same in the real world.
I mean, yeah, I don't think I had anything like I needed to do right now other than I mean, I was going to go with you guys, but I just needed some help with the professor.
Cody, if you're saying you want to bow out, that's fine. I mean, I was going to come up with something for you guys if you wanted to do something, but
I'm just gonna bow out.
okay.
It is midnight.
All right, we'll see you later, Cody.
All right. Good night.
Night, Cody's.
All right, Ren, do you want to just be with the professor and Bobby then?
Yeah, that works.
Okay, so
Dr. Bitey, surely you know how to surgically remove locked doors.
He let's see, how can I do this without like vocal cords? He kind of like almost smiles if a T-Rex can smile. Um I mean, I guess goes over to the door with his tail and whacks it with his tail, perhaps?
sure, if you want to go for the whacking, the whack whack.
And kick in the door.
Maybe? No, I don't know.
Or you want to do it stealthily?
Like what can he do? I mean, he can know all about how to do it, but he doesn't like his arms are really short.
Well, what was his dissertation on?
Oh crap, I was supposed to figure that out, wasn't I?
I thought it was on biting, but yeah, that's fine.
Biting. Yeah, biting. Maybe he oh, I know. Hmm. Oh, okay. So he uses his little tiny hands and he kind of starts picking at his teeth and pulls like a little lockpick set like out of his teeth, maybe.
Really?
Okay. All right, roll for the lockpick.
Roll what?
Do let's see. He's an NPC, so he doesn't have sleight of hand or anything like that, does he? Just roll a d20.
Okay. Maybe. Hold on, having a little trouble.
Anytime now.
I don't think Dr. Body's gonna actually roll good. Can I use my inspire on him?
If you want to.
Because I only have one of those, right?
Yeah, you have inspiration from a few things ago. I mean, you can't give it to him. You're inspired, not him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but you can help him with an action.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the lock has defeated Dr. Body's expert lock picking skills.
Maybe I'll give it a try.
Okay.
What do you want?
This is skullduggery, so I want you to make a sleight of hand. All right. So after a little bit of fiddling, the lock pops open and the door swings freely.
Now, see, wasn't that easier than using just pure brute force everywhere?
You know this is breaking and entering, right?
Right now, it's just breaking.
We haven't yet to enter anything. If we stick our head in and look around, there's no harm.
All right. So
Proceed.
inside the office, the place is a sort of controlled mess. There's like a little desk, and there's no windows in this office, but like there's a bulletin board with a bunch of like drawings and pins and such on it. There's papers all over the desk. There's books, like heavily bookmarked books and everything in there. Professor, you don't see anything that you catch notice of. However, your history, being a scholar and everything, tells you that you need to look at the things on the desk.
Can I do an investigation then on the desk?
Yeah, go ahead.
Maybe that won't be crap.
All right. So what you see is mostly medical textbooks with extensive bookmarking. There's there's tomes on magical infusions of tissue, compatibility of transplant patients, digestive processes of beasts of sorcerous origin, demi-human physiology, long-term effects of alchemical compounds on living tissue, the nine hells and their alchemical reagents.
Fascinating. Fascinating.
Was he trying to make a human?
It seems more like he's trying to imbue life into something, not
Since
necessarily a human.
since you're all trying to look in here, why don't you all roll perception right quick? All right. So your eyes turn toward the bulletin board. There's sketches and articles from things that you think are around town. There's a missing persons report dated about 6 months ago. There's a sketch of a familiar man in a black suit. Underneath that is a note that reads blank estimate 20 question mark. There's a diagram of a jaw that looks near human. There's a manifest for a keg of Mijuve. And there's a note reading Viscount is here, ill, incapacitated, get inside, exclamation mark. And there's also a diagram of some kind of electrical coil. You can investigate or do checks on any of these if you want to.
Investigate the electrical coil.
All right. Your investigation electrical coil, go ahead and roll for it. All right. It's a rough diagram. Your history as an artificer tells you that this is some kind of arcane infused mechanism. It's not just purely mechanical. Uh, this is supposed to conduct something and then transfer it through the air in some way. I just had you roll investigation because you had to roll. But you're an artificer. You know this shit. The sketch is kind of crude though.
There's a manifest with Mijuve.
That's right.
I want to steal that and just put it in my pack
Okay.
for later reads. And look more closely at the Viscount is here to see where.
It's just a note that says Viscount is here, question mark. Ill, question mark. Incapacitated, question mark.
Oh, okay.
Where is that in relation to the Mijuve?
Hey, it was over on the other side of the board.
And the electrical coil, where was it in position on the board?
Let's see. I'm not sure. It's just on there somewhere.
Okay.
Is there any way we could get a handout put in for next time as to what they're seeing?
Sure, sure. Hang on. I can just put that in a handout for you right meow. Because it's really easy. I just got to copy and paste. Let's see. Contents of office. Then we just do that. In players' journals, all players, save.
Is there a desk in the room?
Yeah, you looked on the desk. That's where the medical textbooks were and such.
Can I look inside the desk?
Sure.
I also
All right. Inside the desk.
just
Oh, I'm sorry. What?
inside desk.
Yeah, inside the desk, you find a patient log. This guy seemed to be some kind of medical doctor, and among his patients are a lot of faculty and staff, some students, and on a page all of its own is the Viscount's name.
Look here. Yet another reference to the Viscount. Seems this man was his personal physician.
So his
Take
medical,
that.
the Viscount's medical history, according to you, looks pretty clear. The guy's pretty healthy. He's getting on up in years, but he's not actually got a whole lot wrong with him. He just does regular physicals with Catricis here.
I'm going to take the logbook with me.
Cuckoo.
I want to look at the sketch.
All right. The sketch is of a man in a black suit. To you, you guys that encountered the guys at the spilled wagon on the street can recognize the guy's face pretty well. The doctor was a pretty good sketcher.
The missing persons reports. I want to take those.
Okay.
I do any I don't know, perception or something like that just to keep my eyes out for people that might be coming.
You're being lookout? Okay, go ahead.
Well, lads, I think we should go.
Yes, yes. Probably right. Probably right.
Yeah, you
Uh,
see a couple people walking up the hallway. They look like faculty to you, Bree.
What books were on the desk besides the? You said there was a diagram of a jaw, correct?
That was on the bulletin board, yes.
All right, I grabbed that and
Yes.
the artificer book.
Guys, we gotta go. There's a couple people coming. Probably profs, but I don't want to chance it.
Cheese it, it's the fuzz.
So calmly and slowly walk out.
All right, you all do your best to look like you belong there. Let me roll for their perception. It sucks. They're buried in their own conversation. Okay, so you guys following the blue path again?
Yes.
Okay. In the meantime, we'll come back to the guys over at the admin building. So you guys were following two people. There was Cantry and Phil. I'm sorry.
I had Phil. I was gonna follow Phil since he knew Phil.
All right. And you guys are following Cantry. Let me read this off here. Okay, so Cantry is whistling as he walks. He's waving at passersby. They seem to hesitantly return the wave or just shy away entirely. Eventually, Cantry comes to a stop at a sizable 3-story brick building with loud music coming from inside. Lots of light spills out from the multitude of windows and into the street, though you can't see what's going on inside thanks to the frosted finish on the glass or sheer curtains hung on the inside. A huge sign emblazoned with bold, swooping script hangs from the roof's overhang. It says Faustus Folly. And Cantry goes inside.
That's a whorehouse. Rui can smell. That's a whorehouse.
Yes, you can. You
Ru-
smell it just like you think you should. You also
Rui-
smell a lot of blood.
Rui smelled the sex and the blood. Must be that time of month. Everybody cycle same time, live in same house.
Ew.
Either that or dead people. Nightshade.
Part of the life.
Should we? You think we wait outside, or do you think we should go? What did you think the Fuser want us to do?
Jim, what did you want us to do?
Mostly keep track of him, see what he does, and there's no reason for you guys to take him. He doesn't have our money, so if he's got some kind of dirt we can dig up on him, that'd be great. If we could put some pressure on him.
Okay. Then we are going to wait in the shadow and observe. Maybe
Okay.
wait till he come back out. If he come back out, we
Come the darkness.
we like the shadow. You know, we from the shadow fell, so we just kind of hang out in the shadow.
Righto. All right. Meanwhile, Fuse, you're following Phil. Phil appears to be heading to his home. He appears to live in an apartment building that must cater to the servant class northeast part of the city. The building is 2 stories high, long with windows at regular intervals on the outside. The entrance has an open air front vestibule that leads to a desk, behind which is a hallway. Down the hallway are pairs of doors, presumably leading to first floor apartments. There's also a stairwell that leads up to the second floor.
Has he made it to his house yet?
He's walking inside to the vestibule right now.
How far away am I?
You kept a respectful distance so he wouldn't see you.
As soon as he steps out of sight, I move quickly to keep up so I can watch where he goes.
All right, perception skill check. All right. A man is watching you from across the street. He leans casually against the lamppost, picking his fingernails and attempting to keep you within sight without overtly doing so.
Somebody's watching me.
Well, he's watching Phil and then watching you because you were following him. Now,
I've
whenever
noticed a guy watching us, right?
he doesn't know that you know, but he
Yeah,
knows
but
that
I
you
know
are
that
here.
you are. Yeah, but Fuse knows that he's being watched.
Yes. So now Phil has gone into the stairwell to the second floor, and he's out of sight now. What do you want to do?
Continue following him
Go
until
over
he
to
gets
him.
to the door, and before he goes inside, I'd like to catch up with him and talk to him.
Okay.
Tanith, you need to go over to the guy who's watching you, and you need to whisper in his ear, "Sweet Caroline."
Okay, so you go up the stairs, doing your best to be quiet. I want you to roll a stealth check here.
I mean, I'm not trying to sneak up on Phil at this point anymore.
Oh, okay.
I want to catch him before he goes in the door and get his attention and try and speak to him.
Okay. So the hallways themselves are dark. Do you have dark vision, or are you? I don't know what robots do.
I have to get a torch out. I have no way to see in the dark.
Okay. Well, it's dark, but it's not that dark. You can only vaguely make out the doors themselves in the hallway. The shadows play strangely across the door jambs, and it's hard to make out the numbers. You see the remains of what were once lighting fixtures, but Phil's superintendent must have cut costs in this particular area. Now, Phil himself, you see him unlocking a door down at the end of the hallway. What do you want to do?
What was that last little bit? I didn't catch. I'm sorry.
Phil's unlocking his door right now. It's kind of at the end of the hallway.
How far? I'm at the other end of the hallway from him.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to continue at a normal pace and keep walking toward him. If he gets inside, I'll just go knock on his door.
Okay. He slips inside his apartment, closes the door, and you can hear like people moving around their apartments. The walls are pretty thin, but then you also hear like a sort of like thumping and bumping coming from down at that end, and then you see someone come out of Phil's apartment, and it's not Phil. He closes the door, sees you, and then takes off toward the other end of the hallway.
When you say the other end, like you said, he was at the end of the hallway.
Yeah, it's like, okay, you came up the stairs. There's a whole row of apartments, and like Phil's thing was down at the end, right? And down at the end of this hallway, there might be another stairwell, but the guy took off toward like away from you.
Okay. I'm not going to chase after him. I'm going to go check on Phil.
Okay. So you head up to the door that Phil went into. It has like a PR on the door jamb, like marked with his initials. And what do you want to do?
I'm going to draw my Morning Star and slowly push the door up with my other hand.
Okay, the door seems to be resisting you. There are sort of bars going across the door. They glow with a sort of purple light.
I thought you said the guy left the door open.
No, he closed it behind him. I'm pretty sure I said that.
Okay, is this something I think I can force? Does it feel like that with my character, or
Do an investigate. Okay. It's a magical barrier with thick bars of arcane energy preventing the door from opening. Um, if you have any arcana knowledge, you might want to use that.
Nothing special, but I could just make a roll and see if I know it.
You'll try. That's pretty good. Okay, so you're no expert, but you know of the spell called Force Cage, and this might be some kind of variant on that. For one, the area effect is smaller than it should be. It appears to only cover the door, or when it should be at least like, a dozen feet wide. And as you do this, as you take a close look at everything, you can start to smell smoke.
Wait,
I don't know force cages very well. But maybe busted through, or are they completely impervious?
What
an,
you know,
an autonomous robot can smell?
sure. What
Yeah.
um, force cages, from what you know, are pretty much undispellable, and it's impossible to penetrate you until it is dispelled. The door is the only thing that appears to be covered in this, though.
The wall, sort of the door jamb next to the door, look like?
Those are not covered in a spell.
No, I mean material condition.
Oh, from what you hear people in their apartments pretty well. They're pretty thin. It's like a wood lacquer or maybe like plaster.
Um, I'd like to
Time to
pull
walk
out
straight
my
through it.
like to pull out my hand axes and attack the wall next to the door frame to make a hole.
Okay, so go ahead and make attack rolls with those axes. It's not going to be high. The wall's not moving anywhere. It's going to be like whenever you guys broke down the doors or broke down the walls in the other thing.
Okay, only
That's weird.
yeah, it didn't roll attacks. It just rolled.
Roll a d20 and add your proficiencies and stuff to it.
All right, give me a second. I gotta figure out what that is.
You should have +3 proficiency, and then whatever your strength modifier is too.
I have a +2 proficiency and a +3 strength modifier.
+2. Aren't you level 4?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. No, level 5 is what you get more proficiency. That's right. So you get +6 on every attack. Anyway, so you start going to town on this wall next to the door as smoke seems to billow out of the holes that you make in the plaster. You can hear someone coughing inside.
I holler out, "Hey Phil, can you hear me? Are you still alive in there?"
There's a lot more coughing, and you can hear people behind you coming out of their apartments, and they can smell the smoke as well. And there's a general panicky sort of shuffle toward the door.
I yell out, "Hey, there's a fire in here. Everybody needs to clear out, or give me a hand getting Phil out of his apartment."
Okay, so you continue to go to town on the wall. You're making a hole there. Phil, for his part, you can now see him through the smoke. He's coughing and gagging, but he tries to go to the window on the other side of the apartment to get it open, but it won't budge.
Probably has a force cage on it as well.
All right, two more attack rolls.
Yeah, that's all I can do. I don't have any other way to do this.
Go ahead.
It keeps rolling damage. Okay.
I'm rolling for Phil's constitution. He's not bad. All right, so when you get a sizable hole made in the wall, Phil is still conscious and he's able to stumble over to you. When he gets to you, he can't speak very well. He's still coughing so much. Luckily, you're a robot. You don't give a shit.
Is the hole big enough for me to just like rip him through it or drag him through it?
Yes.
Okay. I'd like to grab a hold of Phil and just drag him outside into the hallway.
Okay.
Strength check or a athletics check for that?
Yeah, do athletics. It won't be a high one because he's a little guy and he's not trying to resist you or anything. Oh yeah, you rip him right out of there. a bunch of wood comes with him too.
Yeah, my athletics is +5.
Yeah.
I grab Phil and start dragging him away from his door and hand him a water skin to help with his breathing and speaking.
Okay. Smoke is billowing into the hallway and such. He's not going to have a very good time in here.
Yeah, I'm going to head away from the way that guy went and head toward the front door with the rest of the people.
Okay.
Going to continue dragging Phil with me.
All right. So, meanwhile, Phil is coughing and gagging. When you guys get out to the front,
I'm
Phil
going
turns.
outside.
What?
I want to get him to that little vestibule. I don't want him to go outside just yet.
Okay. Inside the vestibule, Phil turns around. He looks back the way you guys came, and he's coughing, but he's like, "Oh God, my home."
Things can be replaced, Phil. Lives cannot. Does this have anything to do with you helping us the other day?
Today.
Today.
Oh, I don't know. I got into my apartment, something knocked me on the head, and then there's fire. I don't understand.
I think, just by guessing, that your boss did not appreciate you helping us today. He tried to make you go away.
That cocksucker. He just fired me. He just fired me tonight, and he's not satisfied with just taking away my livelihood. He's gonna take my life too.
Well, that's what happens when you go against the greedy and the corrupt. But Phil, with your help, maybe we can get this all sorted out. You know that place better. Maybe we can find a way to get him his just desserts.
I've got to make money though. I gotta live, and I've got to send money to my mom and my dad.
Well, if you help us out with getting the money that is owed to us, we could be persuaded to cut you in for some so you can get back on your feet.
Wait, you gonna rob the place?
I never said we were going to rob it. I said we were going to work to see what we could do to get all the money that is owed to us.
Right, you're gonna rob the place.
I didn't say that, Phil. Robbing is wrong.
Yeah.
But if you would like to come and speak with our group, maybe we can find a way to get everybody the things that they need.
There's a
I'd
lot of
hate
things
to leave
wrong in this town.
without any way to help them.
I've got nowhere else to go. You take me with you, and I'll tell you what I can. I owe you at least that much for saving me.
I have some common clothes. I'd like him to switch out his shirt and maybe a cloak with those so that he's not so recognizable from what he was wearing earlier.
Right. Okay. Just look away.
No problem, Phil. But there was somebody watching us when we came in the building. I bet you that was the people. I'd hate for them to think you're still alive.
I'm being followed.
I think we both were.
Oh, shit. Oh, what are we gonna do?
Well, you've changed clothes. We can head back to meet with my friends, and we can discuss things that maybe will work out for all of our benefits.
You know what you're doing. I'm just a paper pusher. You lead the way.
I'll do my best to keep you protected. But if you see anything out of the ordinary, call out. Yeah, and I'll take him, and we slip out the front door with a group of people as they're heading outside and try to get back toward everybody else.
All right, you're trying to keep a pretty low profile. Why don't you roll a stealth with advantage because you made Phil change?
Okay, I don't know how to do that with D&D Beyond.
Just roll 2, and then I'll take the highest one. All right. You give your mysterious watcher the slip, at least you think so. And you take Phil on a sort of back way to wherever you wanted to go.
We get about halfway there. I'd like to do a perception to see if I did give our guy the slip.
All right. Where did you go? Like, what's your destination?
So everybody's back at the inn. So where was Phil's?
Nobody's back at the inn yet.
Okay, well that's why I'm gonna take him back to the inn so we can meet up there. But where was Phil's house?
Phil's house was over by the market district. Hold on. Sorry, he's kind of up here. It, please, let me do it. You're kind of in here.
Okay. Once we cross the bridge over the waterway to the north,
Uh huh.
get to that next set of housing, that's where I'd like to stop and keep an eye on a watcher, see if he was following us from the on the bridge, because that'd be a good choke point.
Okay. Do a perception check. Okay. Um, you're pretty sure you're not being followed.
All right. I'll continue taking Phil, and we'll head back to the inn.
Okay. You guys that are at the university or at the academy, what are you doing now?
Looking for the aluminum oxide and all that.
Okay.
And try not to Halloween. And some
All right. So
sugar.
your path leads you, or the blue path that you guys had on the sidewalk and stuff. You notice that most people passing you also don't notice that you guys are following a particular path. It's like you guys are the only ones that can see it. Like everybody's doing their own thing, and nobody sees you as different following the blue path instead of the red ones. You come to a large open air sort of classroom in the smaller building on the south corner of the campus. It's tucked into the corner where accidents can do the least damage. Inside the lab, or whatever this place is, it looks like someone murdered a few dozen siege machines and clockwork golems and hung their severed limbs from various hooks and pegs on the walls and ceilings. In the cage is a rat with a strange cylindrical tank growing out of its back. Clear hoses connect the tank to the rat's skull, and the hoses periodically glow green as liquid is pumped into the rat's brain. The rat itself seems happy enough, running on its wheels, standing on its hind legs, and waving at you. And among the mess, there's like this tall, lanky woman with messy red hair and goggles. She's
What? And I
she's
can't say
hammering
that.
on shit.
What? And I cannot stress this enough. The fuck is that rat doing?
He's gladly waving at us. Why can't you see that?
I,
Ah, my dear woman, how are you today?
Hello. You know, my office door is always open to students, but you guys don't look like students. Can I ask what you're doing here?
Why, certainly, ma'am. My name is Professor von Dilfensmann. I'm here to acquire if I might be able to procure a few items from you. It seems that most shops in this town are less sophisticated and unable to accommodate my desires and needs.
Ah, a professor, you say. Where do you teach?
Oh, that lifestyle has long since left me. A few too many accidents, I'm afraid.
It left you or you left it?
Hmm. One does not truly ever leave the profession, just slightly moves and changes.
Indeed. My curiosity leads me all over the place as well. My name is Dr. Jezon Sin, engineer, and I don't know, I dabble in the arcane as well.
Such
starts
a
walking over
wonderful
there and
place.
start looking at the rat.
What's that?
He walks over to the wherever the rat is and starts poking at it with his finger.
I wouldn't do that. He hates it when people do that.
Are you by chance trying to increase one's intelligence?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I am. I couldn't believe you could tell that just from looking at it. As you can see, the tank itself is an organically made thing that I grew out of the rat, but the compound itself is manufactured here in-house.
Fascinating. I once tried something very similar with a beagle once. Poor thing didn't last more than a month.
Yeah, I go through a lot of rats, I'm not gonna lie. And what's your elf friend doing over there? She looks like she's lost.
I'm really just trying to stay out of the way. I don't feel very comfortable inside anyway. So looking lost is not uncommon, I suppose.
I see that expression a lot on all of my students. They try not to get near all of my toys and they try not to, you know, get in the way. But you're welcome here as long as you're here to learn. Although my office hours are not now, it's more of a during the day thing. You said you wanted to get things from me?
There are a few items that I wish to procure. Some iron oxide, some aluminum,
I can't
and
just
possibly
I can't just give out
sulfur.
things that are belonging to the academy. I mean, it's not
Oh,
even mine. It's here for research purposes.
I assure you, this is all in good practice and research. I would be happy to compensate you and the facilities.
Well, it's not a matter
I,
of money. It's not mine to give. This is all in the interest of science in here. And these are all things done through the administration.
Perhaps I could show you a few new compounds that we can make with things, and it could be a academic gesture of good faith in showing.
Which is wonderful. I'd love to collaborate, but at the same time, I don't know who you are. And you're not coming at me through regular channels or anything. What are you trying to make?
If I told you all the details, that would spoil the fun.
Oh, I see.
But let's just
Somebody
say I know of ways to create and decreate.
I
I have
see.
ways that could increase y'all's mining efficiency in this town tenfold and increase new avenues of revenue, especially that in the alchemic sides. I see y'all's potions has a nasty habit of harming its individuals and causing very unsightly growths. I could show you ways to get around that
I
and
don't
increase the potency by tenfold.
I don't know what you're talking about there. Potions causing weird side effects?
Oh, have you not studied your own Mijuve? I thought surely someone as you would have already looked into all of this.
Mijuve is a miracle drug. Everyone around here drinks it.
Oh. Its base compounds are quite cancerous.
No, it's not. All you have to do is take Mijuve and it cures what ails you. It's wonderful stuff. Cheap as hell, too.
Earlier, this guy touched some with his bare hands, and it caused tumors.
I assure you that was not Mijuve that you touched then.
We
What
got it from the Miju truck.
what did it look like?
Oh, rather green, wasn't it?
Yes, green, I believe, and a little bit of hints of purple or something.
Mijuve is certainly purple, but it doesn't sound like you touched Mijuve.
Didn't you have some, Professor?
No, I believe the cat lady has it.
Listen, I can't help you by just giving you materials. That's just asking for a bunch of trouble. Why don't you tell me what you're trying to make and what you're going to do with it?
Who do we have to ask to get them stuff?
The administration, the academy administration. Niljash might be able to help you.
Uh,
He's
where is he?
the high wizard Niljash. You guys aren't you guys don't know anything about our academy, do you?
Not one bit.
We followed the blue lines, my dear. It was such an equate system to show us the way.
Ah, the walkways. Yes, yes, yes. I didn't invent them, but they are kind of an elegant solution, don't you think? A combination
Quite,
of mind reading and illusion magic?
quite perplexing the way they have set it up.
Yes, you're right about that. But I just can't just give you what you want. I mean, as much as I'd like to collaborate with someone, a fellow artificer for that matter, a fellow engineer, that would be wonderful. But again, this is highly irregular, and it'd be unethical for me to do anything that would endanger my position or my academy. And as she says this, something behind her like just catches on fire.
Oh,
Oh, hold on, hang on right there. She like takes like an old apron and just starts whacking the fire with it until it goes out.
Baking soda.
You know, I have a formula that would put out fires far quicker.
Why don't you roll a persuasion and see if she wants to give you any room to work with here.
Nope.
Under no circumstances can I go around my regular channels.
Hey, just a question. How much longer is this going to last?
As long as you guys want. If you're
All
going
right,
to bed,
'cause
that's fine. I can stop it.
Heather and I are about to duck out.
All right. Sounds good. Let's finish up here. What do you guys want to do?
I'm gonna stay and play in the lab.
I'm gonna go look for this wizard to see if he'll let us purchase some things from him.
Okay. So that's a new scene. Do you guys just want to pick it up next time?
Yeah.
That works.
All right. All right.